Another day here in London for the challenger stage of the major, battling to get into that top 16, that legend stage where champions are made. One team has just secured themselves a spot in just the game prior. Team Liquid leave this tournament, or the stage of the tournament, with a 3-0, not conceding a single game. They're in to the legend stage, and if they pick up one more win, we'll see them at the next major guaranteed. That's how this new format works, and indeed the challenger stage continues as Astralis and the Ninjas in Pyjamas are one best of one away from one of them stepping into the legend stage as well. I'm your host, Machine. We do have these beautiful human beings over here. We have Chad Sponge Birchall and none other than Damien Dap Steele. I feel like I have to deliver it like that, just to sell.
Like Duffman?
That was kind of Duffman-esque.
Yeah, that was very Duffman.
Gosh damn it. Okay, so what I'm going to need from you guys is a way to paint this picture of not just an Astralis circle jerk. Help me out.
Wow.
What have you got
that's
for me?
That's difficult for me to do.
I think Astralis is a team that's sort of showing a few chinks in the armor, I'd say, to put it nicely. But I still think they're better than NIP. But the good thing about NIP is that they're on the up and up, and I think that they're a team that they just recently broke back into the top 10, and I think they're a team that's going to just continue to get better with the players they have. Yeah,
Peter, their coach, perhaps done his homework. We'll talk more about it, but actually speaking of Astralis, why not hear from the players themselves as the pressure is mounting on all eyes on this Danish roster of Astralis?
It's always been really prestigious going to the playoffs, to the legend stage, and like now when I have tried once not going that far, I'm just really happy to be back.
I've been the best Danish team for I don't know how long. We've been the best team in the world for many months as well, and obviously we've also had our downs. But right now I feel like we're in a really good place, and I'm extremely proud of my team and myself to finally be here.
There's always going to be sick highlights, there's always going to be funny moments, and there's always going to be that team that plays boring, just like us, the boring teams as people call us, because we are playing so boring CS in their opinion.
People is definitely starting to steal some of our stuff, especially on the maps that we are really good on. I feel great. I feel admired, because that just shows how much work we have put in, that we do these awesome stuff that people need to steal and they can't make themselves.
We have been teaching a lot of younger players how to play and how to be in a team environment. I think we also have one of the hardest work ethics, really putting work in, and yeah, maybe we're also just talented.
Now that is insightful. Astralis, yes, hot favourites. A couple of points that we definitely have to run with. Magis, first of all, he's calling their Counter-Strike boring, Chad.
That's not the case at all. If you sit there at home and you're watching Astralis and you think they are playing a boring brand of Counter-Strike, you are not a fan of the beautiful game that I love and have dedicated 15 years of my life to. What they have done is reinvent the wheel and bring back a strategical era. What they have done is make everybody stand up and realize that teamwork, coordination, and well-orchestrated strategies are the key to this game. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and Glaive is bang on there. People are imitating them, and that is because they have set the bar so ridiculously high in the way that they approach the game. Of course you're going to copy these guys.
Hey Damps, you've been working in the competitive scene now as an in-game leader for a while. My question is, I'm sure you've been loading up a couple of Astralis demos.
100%. I mean, we take a lot from them. Not even just the maps that they're only good on, as
and you're not ashamed to say that.
Even the maps that they struggle a bit on, you take what you can get, because they do put the most time in, I feel, out of pretty much every team currently playing, and they always come up with new things.
When teams make it to the top of the mountain, when players get to such a position, they start just sitting and resting on their laurels, but the team of Astralis are constantly reinventing. The individuals looking for new ways to play their anchor positions, for new ways to go for those entry frags. They're not just doing what the bare minimum to get through and hoping that they hit the headshots. They're constantly changing and adapting, and that's one of the most admirable things of this roster. Sure, they've struggled so far. Sure, coming out of DreamHack Masters Stockholm, they did lose that final to North, and they lost more best of threes in one tournament than we've seen over a very long period of time. But these guys are the best team in the world still in my mind, and they have a long road ahead of them to turn around and get that beautiful brand of Counter-Strike showing on the main stage.
Absolutely. Standing between them is the Ninjas in Pajamas, and we're going to be taking a look at them. It's brought to you by DreamTeam.gg. Let's hear what the players themselves have to say about this major after it being a bit of a dry spell in major attendance.
To be back at the major is what I've been missing for the past 2.5 years.
I think we're getting closer, and I think in a short time we're gonna be above among the top, really.
Motivation for us to keep going is definitely that we want to be a top team. I would never be satisfied just hanging around playing CS.
The goal for us is making it as far as we can and making us knowing that we made ourselves proud and happy about our performance. We want to show the world one more time that Ninjas can fight for titles.
The Ninjas in Pajamas, a roster that has recently been making their changes both in roles and, of course, roster as their experiments to try and find the right formula for a major run and to get back to that top. It's not like some of the names on this roster are not unfamiliar with being at the very top of their game. In fact, some of the most legendary names still present, the likes of Get Right and Forest, who were part of that unbelievable run. Dennis, of course, is familiar with how it feels to be at the top of the game as well with his time in Fnatic. These are names that have been at the tippy top before, Dabs.
Yeah, so I think I was talking to Get Right last night, and I think one of the things that is something that they're adapting to is having a new roster and changing players so frequently. At one point he made to me was that he's never in his career had it where they've changed players so much. So I think that's why I have hope for this lineup, is I think if they keep this lineup and keep working on it, that they're going to propel back to sort of even top 5 potentially.
And that's a really good point to take here. I think we do this, Alex. You ready for this? I'm going to do this sound effect for everybody at home. That's us grabbing the old narrative of the legendary NIP and throwing it well and truly in the bin.
Okay.
Also, I want us to throw away as quickly as humanly possible the whole idea that Dennis is a pistol god. Sure, there's been periods within his career where he has had a lot of impact with that weapon, but when he came to NIP's pistol stats were terrible. You can't put so much hype around one player to do something consistently, especially on the pistol round. So with those two things done and dusted and out of the way, Rez right here on the middle of your screen is, I guess, the next generation for NIP, the next big star, the next big name, and he has been delivering within this tournament. And you are also seeing the likes of Forest and Get Right come back to some decent form. We have to look at the fact these guys played against each other less than a week ago at DreamHack Masters in Stockholm in a best-of-3 in the semi-finals it was, and Astralis won both maps. It was Mirage and the second map was Nuke. Third would have been Overpass, but Astralis dispatched of them with relative ease.
I mean, Mirage
got a little bit dicey, 16-14, but that is a formula where we got to see some of the vintage Get Right and some of the vintage Forest come through with some fantastic clutches. The old dogs still have it, and they're going to need it again today if they want to take it to the Danes.
Yes, and head-to-head, when you put two players, you speak of Dennis, he actually features there on the end of that shot, but also here in the head-to-head, it's brought to you by The Predator, which is in cinemas and theatres, depending on what side of the pond you live in, September 14th. So Device and Dennis, I love talking about Device, and actually, interestingly enough, speaking to him, they talked in their kind of their little interviews that we just took a look at, how much they want it, how hard they work for it, and their preparation. Individually, they prepare just as hard. I was talking to Device about his spreadsheet that he fills in after every match.
Jesus Christ.
That's right. Every team they play, he has notes on. And he talks about what he noticed during that game. And he said he has a numerous amount of tabs for Liquid because they play so often.
Yeah, that's something that just goes to show. We talked about Magisk the other day, that it's very impressive that they all sort of keep notes for themselves. Yeah. Usually that's known as an in-game leader type thing. Sure. So it just shows that their dedication. And I want to talk about Dennis a little bit. They played at DreamHack Stockholm, and Dennis even said that he had one of the worst events of his career. So I really want to see how Dennis bounces back and sort of gets revenge.
Yeah, he's going to have a real shot at it here. Just a best of one as well, that upset potential real. And let's talk about this veto.
So Astralis is getting rid of NIP's best map in the past 3 months. So I think that's a smart play. I'm surprised. I'm expecting Astralis to ban Cash. eventually.
I'm surprised we didn't see them remove Mirage. Talking with NIP in some of the post-match interviews we got to do in Stockholm, Forest did touch on the fact that Keish isn't towards the top of their map pool anymore. So this, like I think you're alluding to as well, it might be floated by either team into that last phase.
Yeah.
So if we do have it left in the remaining 2 maps, it will definitely be the one banned in my mind.
Well, in Stockholm, it was a 16-14 win for Astralis on Mirage. Astralis hasn't played Cash in the last 3 months, so it's either going to be a map that Astralis hasn't played in a long time in an official, or they're going to play a map that they've sort of been struggling on. So this is actually, it's good for a NIP, honestly.
It's gone
and it's
well.
Mirage again.
It's gone well for the Ninjas in Pajamas.
Yeah, they have to be happy with that. It was 16-14 last time. Astralis even lost to Tai Lu at DreamHack Masters Stockholm with DD just ravaging them. They have looked super uncomfortable on this map. This is the one where the gods definitely do bleed.
But Astralis are in the 2-0 position. They are so desperate to get close to lifting that trophy. The 3-0 is the dream. You don't come into the major and start playing a map that you are genuinely uncomfortable with. I mean, they made these statements about in the semifinals that they were letting Mirage through because they wanted to prove that they could still play it.
Yeah.
When you're losing to Tai Lu, when you're getting pushed by the Ninjas in Pajamas to a full 30 rounds, maybe it's time to just give it a week off. On the Mirage, we'll find out if perhaps that their limited amount of time for preparation and homework is paying off.
I think it was their T side that definitely let them down. It felt very flat and one-dimensional. Sure, they could do an A execute. Sure, they could do a B execute. But everyone can do that. It's their mid-round when they did the default and they were posturing for position that they weren't really finding too much success. Whereas if you flip over and you look at that of NIP, it felt like they were more comfortable in that transition when they had the mid-control. They were finding kills a little bit more easily. And I remember the double AWP having to come out in Dupree's hands at some point. It just seems like it's not one that they are so adept on as opposed to the rest of the maps in their pool. So there is a huge opportunity here for NIP to take this one.
Same sentiment from you, Dabs?
Yeah, I'm just very surprised that with the struggles they've had on Mirage that they're willing to play it in a best-of-1 at this stage. So clearly they've rewatched their past matches and sort of tried to fix the mistakes that Chad's alluding to.
Now that it's flashing back to me in the millions of rounds of Counter-Strike that I've watched, someone did the maths on it.
Maybe not millions.
Is coming to me. The whole situation was, we felt while we were watching the game in Stockholm that NIP actually had the victory in the bag. They just could have kept playing their default CT style, but they took some aggressive risks that Dupree, for one, capitalized on. It's just one round that sticks out in my mind. NIP did a double-man palace push, which Dupree just slammed both their heads off, strolled out onto the bomb site and had 2 more kills given his way. And at that point, that was game over. Now, the reason that I'm alluding to this is if NIP had just stuck to their guns and they had just played those retake situations, they probably would have won that game.
Yeah, wrap that into your prediction if you wouldn't mind, Chad. They're up on the screen. Looks like the casters are signing with the Danish superstar.
I still have to go with Astralis. They're going to have worked on this over the last couple of days. They'll have talked about the issues and the theory will be done, so I'm going to back them in.
Yeah, kind of going back to the same point Chad just said and what I said earlier, I think Astralis is very good at fixing mistakes, especially minor mistakes that they were making at DreamHack Stockholm, so I'm going to pick Astralis.
Yeah, getting into their prayer circle, and my goodness, they shout loud. It's North and Astralis so far who've been raising the decibel levels in the pre-match, and now I'll have to join you in this Astralis support. However, you have perfectly set the scene, and I'm very grateful for you from it, to actually give us a reason why this could be a close match. NIP have got the best platform, the best stage. It's a best-of-1. They have been underestimated in the past. They got close to a full 30 before. Astralis lost to Tai Lu on this very map. Perfect. This could be a close game. We'll see if Astralis have fixed their mistakes. And talking of mistakes, I've got 2 of the biggest ones I've ever made. Jason Moses O'Toole and Anders Bloom. It's over to you.
I think Alex couldn't even believe where he was taking that one.
Calling us mistakes live on...
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
No, unfortunately, he's on something. What's the big mistake you've made, Moses, in the past? You want to bring one up?
Not in particular, because I feel like I'm only going to go to the worst possible ones in my head on spur of the moment in that fashion.
All right, we'll give him time to think about it.
Yeah, give me time to think. Either way, they did. I actually agree with Alex. I thought they set the stage perfectly. You kind of have to go with Astralis. We haven't seen enough out of NIP to really turn the favors for us in this, but certainly the possibility of being a close game. My biggest worry for the Ninjas is when we saw them play this matchup on this map in Stockholm, as they referenced, you did have the old school force and Get Right showing up. Yes. You had a great game out of, I think it was Lekro or Rez. One of the others kind of had another solid performance behind him, winning unbelievable clutches, unbelievable late round scenarios, and they still couldn't pull it out. So if you have all that, do we really expect the same Forest to be showing up? Remember, he had those incredible pistol rounds as well.
Well, I wonder if any of that's gone into the vote over at upcomer.com. You guys can go and follow the tournament there, and yeah, just get your vote in. I expect, I mean, NIP usually have pretty strong fan support. Astralis do as well. It's kind of hard to know how it's going to turn out.
Swedish versus Danish fans.
Look at this.
That's tough.
Denmark winning by a long shot.
Yeah, it must be nice to win one once in a while, isn't it?
Listen, we're doing all right, Moses. I feel like we're in a good spot. There's a subreddit with just with maps where Denmark's missing because someone forgot to put us in. Yeah, maps without Denmark subreddit.
I believe that entirely.
It's just that's how small the country is. A bit of a shame, really. But I don't know. These best of one games are just so interesting. I think there's a decent chance for NIP. You mentioned Lekro, you mentioned Rez, and Forest is the other one who's been. I mean, when Forest is on a good game, it's just pure magic, isn't it? You just love watching every part of it.
It is so fun. He does make the game look incredibly easy. The tough part for me with this NIP team as well is the one player that I feel like really still hasn't found his stride in this lineup is oddly enough, it's Dennis. I still feel like we haven't had one of those typical Dennis games. It's been so long since we've seen him go nuts, and I feel like he's the player where if he gets to that level, if he starts playing comfortable and he starts having massive impact the way that we saw him having, you know, during his time at Fnatic, like this NIP team can be very, very scary if that Dennis shows up.
And it makes me worried because he's such a jovial guy. He's like a funny person, so you feel like he should be able to find his groove in this team almost no matter what. Now we'll see what happens here. Astralis with 3 at top mid, 2 lingering outside of A. Looks like it's going to be an A crunch and a little bit of a firing squad waiting for Forest on the other side. The Molotov going to force him back, and we'll see if Astralis can make this one quick. They're already up, connected that smoke in front, blocking off the jungle. This is a really fast execute from the Dane. Oh! Get right, taking down Device. Don't even need to see anything. He wants to do it again, but that's such a powerful kill. Sip gonna actually stop the bomb from going down. He doesn't really want to complete it. And now, maybe a little bit of a position here. You see Dennis long range. The bomb not going to be going down, and NIP covering this incredibly well. Dupree, low on health. Magus is going to be the only one who do anything right now. But he's alone, 1 versus 3, completely blocked off. He's got plenty of time, but not really the weaponry for it. Dennis will take him down. What a beautiful shot from Get right in the beginning. That's what you want.
Yeah, a little bit of luck goes your way, and obviously that's going to help out a big, big fashion. Whoever gooshed Dupree, that's a huge amount of damage to get on the player in Palace because he can't fight. The reason why Zipnix fakes that plant is because he doesn't have Dupree to swing out wide with only 2 HP to kind of help cover him. So he's got to try and alleviate some of that pressure himself, which is just such a difficult spot to be in, especially when you start getting shot in the back from Catwalk by Dennis. So Dupree put out of the fight, and that strategy loses a lot of its strength.
Ooh, are they going to try and grenade Get right, maybe, in this position? They've got 3 grenades. If they can get up on...
Maybe Rez underneath the balcony?
Oh, that'd be even better, wouldn't it?
Or on the balcony?
Oh, let's just wait and see. They got 3 of them all primed up. This is what Astralis is so good at. Going to be bouncing in on Rez. Oh, wait. One of them failed.
Oh, one of them got lost in the smoke and didn't hit that wall. Oh, no.
I feel so sad now.
They had it.
It was all meant to be, wasn't it?
What a cool idea, and just unable. I wonder if they looked at some demos. Were like, Rez likes to play on top of balcony in these save rounds, and let's just blow him up. That's really unfortunate. Still, I mean, you have to say, 8 HP. It's not like he's going to be too big of a force to reckon with at this point, especially if there's ever a retake scenario. I think Get right playing a little bit of bait for him close up here. If they take him out, maybe they think that no one's going to be underneath that balcony. Actually, Rez is still on top of it as well, but if Get right has contact, I imagine he's going to have to move his position. Get right cannot go down here to this Deagle. Vice with a chance out in the open. He gets the 1 tag, cannot complete it. Lekro forcing back pressure towards the B bomb site, but no one rotating.
That would have been a massive kill if it had gone through. Get right actually, slightly surprisingly, with 44 health, moving up aggressively. They do have smokes and even a flashbang there. Let's see if they can take care of Get right. I feel like if Get right gets a kill, that's going to buy so much time for the rest of the rotation to get over here. So they need to take care of him pretty quickly. Hard to check the corner when you don't have that many grenades. It's the bomb as well. Dupree will return the kill, and Rez, again, low from the earlier grenades, but Dennis has made his way here. Oh, he's going to get taken down from Magus, and Rez is gone. A big return here for the Danish side, although Lekro getting the kill on Glaive is a really big difference maker. 2-on-2, the bomb down, and there is a kit on Forest.
I believe they're even spamming the smoke just for that play by Dennis. Tries to get involved in the action. Dupree's going to rotate away. 8 HP. He's got to get around towards mid. That means Magisk so isolated, so alone. 1 shot, but he's not even looking towards spawn. Hard to guess where the next point of contact is going to come in, but still a chance for Dupree coming around. He's going to have to be aggressive, going to have to... Oh, he's going to go the long jump. This could be huge. Bomb is tapped, it's faked out, they have no idea where he is. They're going to look towards Connector, he's got a chance. Lekro goes down, Forrest holding it, and Dupree has to hit it, and he's not going to be able to. Just after the round goes the way of NIP. But that is an expensive round, and surely Astralis is going to buy up here.
Yeah, don't see. I mean, especially saving the M4, he can drop an AK to somebody else. But I mean, there was definitely a window of opportunity there. Just not being able to reset the recoil on the Deagle quick enough from running in there. You see him crouching and almost getting it.
That's just classic Deagle, isn't it?
It
Crosshair
really
on him, not moving and not connecting the way you want it to.
Well then, what an exciting beginning. Now get right on the auto shotgun, and as you said, Astralis do force up into this round, keeping up the pressure. If NIP can ride this pressure out though, they end up winning, what, the first like 3-4 rounds in a row, and then suddenly they have a really good basis, keep the economy alive. Like, there's definitely room for NIP here as well.
Keep your eye on this strategy. They're going to run this a number of times. Magic close up inside the smoke to be the aggressor, to be the entry. That has to be a big win for Lekro, and it is. Now he's going to go down, dinked and low HP. Forrest can't really fight for it. All the smokes. Dennis again going to make a play through it. Going to try and clear off bench and not able to. Dupree, instant headshot. Forrest returning, but a tough retake, especially get right with a shotgun.
Yeah, they're quite far away from it as well. So even if they have a 3-on-3, and you can definitely retake the B-bomb site, still, they need to be quick about it. Just a bit of a run there, Sip catching one long range. Dupree now hiding behind the bench, can just stand up and shoot that AK-47. Actually, Rez is going to be taking down Sip. Good shot from Dupree. Grenade lands right at his feet. Get right tries to edge him out. Will be able to with the auto shotgun. And the smoke on top now for the defuse. Glaive not able to find the angle. Has to jump down to the low ground. 1 second left, and this time they get it. So close to doing it back-to-back NIP, but Glaive is going to be able to pick up the round instead. And Astralis now 2-1, and the money is broke for NIP.
Yeah, it really is. That is harsh. And I mean, again, also the bomb goes off and takes out Glaive, but I just don't think NIP...
Oh my God.
This is a bold play. They're going to buy up into it. That play from Astralis has been their go-to, it feels like. If you go back to Stockholm coming out of the break, they have run that a number of times, and it's so effective. Magisk is very, very good in that role. And at least gets him a bomb plan. I don't think I've actually ever seen it clean stopped from anyone that Astralis has faced. Forced by NIP, I mean, you can kind of understand the logic. They know the economy is not great for Astralis with all 5 players going down. They know, again, it's a reset for them if they can just pull this off, but they don't have any utility. This is going to be so tough, and Forced all on his own with the CZ. They're going to nade and flash in towards Laterum, goes for the delayed peek. He gets the dink, he finds the kill, but won't even get anything more. Dupree's just going to spam him down, and Lekro, he's exposed and can't turn in time. Good entries from Dupree, and I think that should get the round in Astralis' favor.
Yeah, it's a good flank that's coming through from Dennis, but again, the rest died so quick that he couldn't really do anything, and now he's been spotted by Glaive. So, unfortunate for Dennis, because he obviously feels like he's being very sneaky at the moment, but he's being out-sneaked.
The hunter becomes the hunted?
Something like that.
Knife.
Yeah, definitely.
Aww.
Anytime you get a chance to knife an injure, it's always worth it, and he's not going to be happy about that.
Yes.
Glaive, on the other hand, loving it. Moses, you took a little too much pleasure in that.
I take great pleasure in that.
All right.
That's a way to start your day. Knife in the back. Get right, trying to survive with the AK-47, just using his utility. Spam coming through. He's going to get out. I don't think Rez is too happy. He's going to die. Uh-oh. 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 The full time.
What's happening?
It's so awkward.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. That time it takes to get the CZ out is pretty brutal. Great entries from Dupree. I think that's one thing that's got to make Astralis fans smile and be happy is just seeing him being aggressive and proactive and decisive on his entries. Here we go, 2-2, all tied up, and yeah, NIP with that investment. Rez couldn't even get out and get the AK-47, so that's a bit rough.
Yes, indeed. They have still a very, very limited economy, of course, forcing in the last round. It's actually given Astralis such a lot of space to work with now.
It's so hard to criticize that force as well, because I kind of want to from a theoretical Counter-Strike point of view, but we've seen like the different ways the economy can be just so awkward in the way that it's changing how teams buy, and you know, to be able to try and inflict damage on a team that doesn't have money built up, you kind of say fair play. Dennis alone in CT spawn with a USP. It's not going to go well. It does get the dink, but forced to follow up, can't land any shots, and Rez with this UMP is going to get picked off if he goes any further.
Yeah, very exposed in this position, being watched by Device. He may have already seen just a little bit.
Definitely did, yeah.
You want him to take the shot through, but no reason to risk it at this point. 2 versus 5 here, and it's just a question of Astralis edging their way onto the bomb site, being very careful, as we kind of expect them to be. That is the kind of Counter-Strike that they play. Limited on the mistakes as much as possible. Now it's just a question of Forest. He's picked up a CZ instead, so could definitely find a kill with it long range here. Does a lot of damage, as you can tell. Taking down Sip, and he's back for more, but he's going to run into Device. So 3-2, and Astralis really starting to make it work.
Yeah, 4 players surviving, building up some cash flow. NIP not able to bring the op out just yet, and even with this buy, gonna have to sacrifice head armor to get some nades. No kit's gonna be on the NIP side, so those retakes are gonna have to just not have to occur or be very, very fast-paced. 2-3 in the favor of Astralis. At least they have 4 smokes. They have 4 smokes and a Molotov. That's big. They can use these nades and flashbangs. And look at the aggressiveness from Gemma. He's kind of stuck. Not pushing up. He's actually very far away. This is an awkward position to be in. How do you take this fight? And Glaive, that duel's not going to go well, but Dupree's there to follow up upon it, waiting for Forrest, trying to pick him off, and somehow he's going to get away. Lekro, though, the counterplay for Magisk, and he finds it through the smoke. Xyp9x is going to trade, and the B bomb site is kind of open.
Almost a mistake there from Sip, but he recovers from it. A headshot instantly on Forrest to take him down. Grenade in front of Rez, and the follow-up Molotov. Rez is going to push it instead, but Sip is ready for it. He saw that coming, and Dennis is now on 1 versus 3, and Sip will close the round with a quad kill. Very, very good round from him. You see how he just reads almost every engagement before it happens and adjusts. It's quite incredible. What we've been used to seeing from him for a while now.
Yeah, this is great. Molotov, and I don't even think he realized it was going to force this player out to the open. That's Rez. But he was definitely prepared just in case it did. They did lose the AWP, which is unfortunate, but it might not matter too much. This opening pace from Astralis has been faster than we're used to seeing them. It's been a little bit more loose.
Which is obviously, I mean, if you're replaying this match from Stockholm, right?
5 days ago.
Right. You almost feel like you have to do some changes so that you don't, because otherwise all the research that NIP would have done for that game, if it's still relevant to the same degree, kind of is making their lives a little bit easier. And if you start to change it, you know, maybe they start to question some of that research themselves and wonder, you know, oh, well, how much has changed? Should we just discard most of it? Are there still some rounds we can rely upon? Do we recognize any of this stuff? By the way, that shot that Forrest is trying to do through the wall in the underpass, you can do. You can shoot with the Deagle. Shoot through the stairwell and not into the actual underpass, but it's still pretty cool.
Okay. Nice.
Need to see that more. You could do it the other way too, but it's way more unreliable.
Xyp9x waiting for the peek from Genright, but that Molotov on top of the balcony is going to scare him away. 3 players are defending here, so an opportunity for NIP. They have people in the right position. If Genright can get this first kill, you never know what's going to come from it. Glaive with a little shoulder peek gets all the information. 1 far back, 2 kills though for NIP, and Genright gets away. Now Xyp9x pouncing all the spam is beautiful. Great sequence from Xyp9x, and now he gets to control the bomb site, but not so much. Forrest with the Deagle shuts him down, and it's a 1-on-2 for Glaive.
Yeah, he's going to go straight for the bomb plant once to make sure that there's a bit of pressure on them on the other side. Falling back to a safer position. They really don't have a lot to work with here. But 2 Deagles could definitely be enough once they find out where he is. Forrest edging into the bomb site. He's going to be going down. That was the big opportunity because now Lekro is on 14 health. It's still doable, and at least they know where he is. So Lekro going to have to go and find him. Just tapping the bomb a single time. Again, a shoulder peek coming out. Glaive, he is just waiting for it. Smart Counter-Strike being played here. Double kill for Glaive to close it up. Very, very close. And at least doing damage to the Astralis economy, but they still lose the round 5-2 in favor of the Danish side.
Yeah, they had enough money built up as well to kind of outlast those damages to their money. These are great shots, though. I mean, so close to turning this. That one's beautiful from Forrest because Xyp9x had the perfect perch.
If he doesn't get that spray on the guy playing Shadows, that's incredible. We see that tried a lot and usually doesn't really work.
Zip obviously knowing the angles a little bit better than the average player.
The average human.
Yeah. 2-5. Astralis stretching out this lead, and Rez and Forrest switching into a double op. Rez has his at the ticket booth, Forrest in that mid window. Trying to jump over and see through the smoke. Taking a timing shot, and understanding when the danger can come. And there's the jump up from Glaive, and there's his head stuck to the wall.
Smart play from Forest. Now in a much more defensive position. Dupree hoping for some sort of repeat, but it looks like he's not going to get rewarded right at this moment. And big investment into the double AWP, but fair play to NIP. If they can pick up this round, that'll be well worth it. And keep the double AWP alive as well. It gets even better from there on out. Dupree trying to sneak into the middle. He's got some cover from smoke over at Catwalk, so can stay alive a little bit. Looked like he almost ran back into the grenade there, but doesn't take too much damage. 45 seconds, and looks like it's going to be some sort of B crunch here from Catwalk as well. The flashbang is absolutely perfect. It doesn't matter for Dennis. He's got the right lineup. And Lekko will take down Magisk. Looks like it's a bit too late here for Astralis even getting one of those entries. They need it more. And Lekko hiding back here. Backup is being called for. Oh my god. Dupree taking care of Lekko. There's a good shot there. And that's going to be a bomb plant now. A 2-on-3. Somehow Astralis. And this is what we always talk about. Even the rounds you win against them, you have to fight every step of the way. It's never easy. Forrest going to be taking down Sip. And now Dupree alone. They know where he is as well. Out on the catwalk, ready and waiting. 3 men coming. It's going to be a bit of a tap there, taking the face right off of Forrest. Sees the second, takes down Get Right. Oh no! Rez is on the other side, but Dupree way out of control. Just shoulder peeking it, 10-second defuse. Takes such a long time. Rez is going to get the shot and then back for the defuse. And I think he's going to have it even at 10 seconds, but what a scary round.
That is so scary, and not just for this round, but just moving forward into the future for Dupree to be playing like that. So incredible. You could see, he knew he had to be precise, tapping slowly onto Forrest. And look at what she took away. 1 AWP, the M4 on Get Right, a lot of rebuys, and NIP on the verge of being broken. This is a beautiful shot from Forrest. Expecting that jump, he did a great job with the AWP. But Dupree, obviously, a little bit better down the stretch and just narrowly loses that one out. Great job. At least the AWP is ringing out and wreaking havoc. You can see why NIP wanted to switch into that. Unfortunately, they can't carry it further for more than just 1 round. Triple nade, double nade, and Dennis is not as much damage as I thought it was going to do.
How did it not do more? I'm so shocked. Good return from Forrest here. Dennis free, and Device doing that fight. A lot of damage on to Get Right. It's going to make him play a bit more passively here. And then the smoke up to try and avoid any kind of shots coming through. Grenade. But Device just continuing on. Very aggressive Astralis. You're absolutely right. They are playing a slightly different style here, and it catches Rez completely off guard. Not ready for that kind of a fight. Get Right's already low from that earlier battle. Look at how much he's commanding all of the NIP attention on this side. Just opening up the whole A side of the map.
And just the shoulder peeking to have the information before committing to a fight. It's just such textbook. It's so, so strong. And Lekro spots one enough for B, takes the shot, but he's surrounded. He's going to go down. Nothing he could do. Unfortunate. People forget, because we've seen Device now opping for so long, he used to not be an opper. He was a rifler. He did use the AK primarily, and he was so very good. Astralis used to use him in situations where they'd have him essentially go deathmatch and go 1 versus 1 and find duels like this. On every map, essentially, he kind of played by himself with the ability to fight anyone on the opposing team, and he's doing it there.
Yeah, back in the really old days when it was, I mean, like even TSM and even before that, it was like that rifle duo between Dupree and Device that was really hard to stop, so you're right.
He's very, very talented player, not just for the AWP, well-rounded, and NIP in another situation where they force buy, it's going to be a double save, and Astralis ready to grab the horns of this match. Rez, unfortunate timing.
Even good-looking, too. It's kind of annoying, isn't it?
Speaks 2 languages.
Speaks languages.
What, are you building him a dating website, a dating profile?
Datingdevice.com. Listen, just saying. Bomb plant here. It was another force-up for NIP, which again, I mean, I don't know what to really make of it. If you win these rounds, obviously it's great, but right now Astralis are really looking like they turned up for this match. They've been playing great in the challenger stage so far, and they had a little bit of a stumble against Rogue and almost lost that game, but then they really turned up.
It's a weird conversation that we're having around Astralis at the moment, because between Stockholm and the start of this major, I don't think we've seen them look weaker at any point this year, except maybe January with the Boston Major.
Right, so they haven't looked weaker, but they still look incredible.
Since Magisk, yeah. And I mean, they're still going 2-0 in the group stage. They're still winning these matches and having to grind them out. I mean, this has been, I mean, still getting to the grand finals of DreamHack Stockholm. So even, you know, at their weakest, we've seen them in quite some time. one of the best teams in the world. So
yeah,
and they're one of those teams as well where you know, since we've seen them great for so long, you don't really know how long this weakness is going to last, do you?
No, that's the thing. I mean, they had a bit of a player break as well, right? So maybe slowly starting to grind back into it a bit. And now they are officially rich. Moses, they've got money on the bank. And NIP most certainly don't.
Yeah, they've got nothing.
That's how it works, isn't it, usually? Some people make a lot, some people don't.
Not so much. What are we getting into economics now? We had octopi, excuse me.
Yeah, we could have a bit of a brief debate on
not
capitalism in the 21st century.
That's not.
Exciting, exhilarating topic.
It is. I hear economy lectures are amazing. 7-3 in the favor of Astralis. They're just piling it on and not even worried about going back to that AWP. Looks like Device is having plenty of fun with an AK-47. Dupree is 16-6.
Yeah.
10 rounds in. That's not bad.
Bad news for Sweden. Device starting to climb his way into the bomb site. Glaive gonna follow that up and stick around for it. But Device has just walked all the way to get with no idea what's going on. And why would he? I mean, you wouldn't really expect someone to be there with no noise being made. So, yeah, Device, the interfagger. Why not?
I just think Device has like stopped caring to a certain degree. He's just gonna, I'm just gonna go get in a fight. This is great to see from him. And he's wreaked havoc on that A bomb site a number of times. This is when the like fear of God starts getting put in you as an A defender. We've all been there defending that A bomb site, and there's just one player who, you know, he's walking through that smoke at top connector, getting to staircase and destroying you. He's in connector within 30 seconds of the round, and he's taking fights. He's up a ramp and just waiting at angles that you don't even believe is possible. And now it has an effect on your utility. I imagine we're going to start seeing guys like Get Right and Rez, if they're at the A bomb site. This time it's just going to be Rez using their utility much earlier than they probably want to, just because they don't want to lose the round to just some kind of weird lurking duel from Device.
You mentioned that potential B push, right? And this is where they throw the grenade from. So I don't know if they're going to commit to it, but Device had it set up, and I guess they could use it as a fake too. They've been running it so much, so because you throw the grenade from so far back, you can pretty much be all over the map by the time it lands in the B bomb site. So that's one of the cool things about grenades that are airborne for a long time, is it gives you a lot of time to move away from the origin of it, and it makes it kind of hard to read for the CT's point of view. So
this position from Magisk is so powerful. They have no idea he's here. I think they've simulated it a little bit with a flashbang over and a smoke, but with no action being taken from Magisk, he can just wait, and he is going to cut off the rotation. Lekro and Forrest are going to have to stick around and take this fight. He's at least going to get one kill out of this scenario.
There go all the grenades into the bomb site. That's a great stoppage from Dennis taking down Glaive. Let's just see. He's waiting on that side still to B. The rest are making their way onto A. Magisk. It's all a question of timing, and I can't believe that Forrest has been waiting that long. That's incredibly patient. 9 out of 10 players would have probably walked out of that bomb site quite a while ago.
It's because one player died at A. Glaive went down initially, and there was no more action, no more pressure applied from Astralis at this bomb site. They've used all their utility. I don't know how they're going to get in. Dennis is holding this off so well. He does eventually go down, but no rotations were forced by this attack. That's exactly why Magic's position was neutralized. It had nothing to do with the defenders of the B bomb site. That's a great job from NIP holding on to A finally. Device, you're just here to take weapons away. Can't manage it. Get Right at an off angle to the left. A 4th round for Nip, and more importantly, 4 players surviving.
Yeah, job well done. That early kill in that kind of a rush, you're right, it did make a big difference. And 8-4, NIP starting to fight back a bit, and they need to continue for a little while longer. Astralis can buy in this round and the next one, and then we're getting close to something at least.
4-8. Believe in the comeback.
I feel like 8 rounds is so much for Astralis on this T side. I think they're going to be quite happy, even if they lose all the remaining rounds here.
And they've got a great call right out of spawn, going to this A bomb site contact play, not even a full execute. They're running with the smokes as they come in. Rez is just shaking in his wee little booties. He's going to go down, and that's it. That's the bomb site, and I think Get Right's going to go on a flank. If they don't find a kill through the smoke somehow, they're going to have no indication of the HP of Magisk and Glaive. And this retake is going to be so difficult if they don't find something. Get Right needs that, and now you need to call it off if you're NIP. You don't have the flank. You don't have anyone close by. Just back off.
Yeah, no chance really to get back into that round. And as you said, that call right out of spawn, Rez, the only one at the bomb site, the rest were checking middle.
The unfortunate thing is also the spot that Rez is in at those boxes is like, it feels like such a strong position. It's one of those spots where every time, like in your head, you play it through, you imagine yourself getting like frag highlight clips, like frag movie clips with just instant headshots. But if you miss a single shot when you swing out to the left there, you're just dead. If you get caught in that spray battle, you're dead. That box, you can spam through from both sides of it.
Yeah.
You can't really wheel to the other side and find any safety and readjust for a fight. It has to be all instant headshots.
Yeah, you kind of prefer, if you're there, to have at least somebody in jungle that can take some of the attention away, right?
Flash for you, something,
Anything.
nade.
Not this time, 9-4. And, I mean, they saved some of the rifles, but still, this NIP economy, this has been the struggle throughout this first half for them.
They've had a couple of those buys that are right on the edge that you could kind of go either way on it, depending on how you want to think about the game of Counter-Strike. But yeah, at the moment, nothing's panned out. That 5-round run that Astralis had earlier in this half was just brutal, and obviously the hard reset as well. NIP winning the 8th round, losing the 9th. Device with another opening kill. That's Rez. There's Forrest chiming in, but NIP is under so much pressure. This attack is coming in so fast.
Oh, nice run from Dennis. That's kind of hard to do, and he gets the follow-up kill on Sip as well. Had a grenade in hand, the first guy that he killed, so perfect timing on that one. And now Glaive, 1 versus 3, gets shot in the back by Lecro. So it felt like with that kind of an entry and the fact that Glaive was so far of a connector that it was Astralis probably that had the advantage in that fight. So great recovery from the Swedish team. We love seeing that.
You'll notice they're adapting a little bit, though. If Astralis is going to take these kinds of really aggressive fights, NIP's being a little bit quicker on the jump on the rotation, and they're getting over there much, much faster to be able to kind of fill the gaps as soon as that opening kill came in from Device. They had 3 players still in that area to protect the bomb site. Maybe a little bit too little, too late. 9-5, and back to the A bomb site we go. This time the AWP is back in Device's hands, and Zipnix is going to lead the way. Rez pushing up. The smoke comes in. Oh, wow. Astralis is clearly winning that fight. Rez not connecting with anything through the smoke.
It's a bit unfortunate. They don't even really follow it up. Thought maybe they would try and push in there. If they had, there would have been 3 people waiting for them, so it would have been great for NIP.
Listen, they caught on what I just said. NIP jumping the gun on these rotations, making sure they get players over, and Astralis has realized that. Still a lot of smokes down and information is denied.
Oh, Electro, this is going to be a hard hold. Flashbangs in his face. Bullets right on his body as well. It's not a good time.
You have to admire and you have to love that kind of rotation from Astralis. They didn't slow down at all the whole way. They just booked it. They knew there was a timing they had to hit before NIP figured out that A bomb site was not the one that was under attack. And now look at how disjointed this retake is. 1 by 1 they go, 1 by 1 they fall. Forrest in a 1 versus 5, and he doesn't have a kit, so all he needs is 5 instant headshots.
Listen, we've seen it on Nuke before, but this time's not going to be quite the same. Shutdown 10-5 in favor of Astralis after the first half is done. Going into the second half, it's going to be a really long struggle for NIP, I feel like. Astralis is looking great today.
That's a statement.
Yeah. You said you had like, I don't know how many Virtus Pro shirts you've managed to steal by now, Moses, but do you have any Astralis one?
I do. I don't think I have them signed yet.
All right.
I should get that done.
Bit of a mission.
They feel to be up on the. They deserve to be up on the wall, don't they?
Yeah. Get that in there, or on eBay.
I don't think we've gotten to the point where esports jerseys are on eBay.
No. When there was pins first came out for the first major they were at, they were like on eBay for a little
dude,
money.
the pins they give out to like the players in the crew.
Yeah.
Were going for like over $1,000. That was mental.
Are they still that?
No, I don't think
might
so.
be rich.
Rich. 10-5. Here we go. NIP going for an attack at this A bomb site. 2 sets of utility. Magic's the only one here. 3 players in the middle for Astralis. They're going to get back pretty quick, though, especially when they see these smokes bouncing, tapping through. Glaive can't connect. He doesn't have that get-right luck. Magic's going to back off. They're going to go for a retake.
It looks like they're trying to boost over the smoke here. Bomb being planted. They're shooting all around him, practically outlining him as he's putting the bomb down. That's kind of exciting. Magisk could have been a big opportunity. There's the follow-up. He does get that one, and Sip from the other side to pick off Dennis, and a full-on retake looking great here for Astralis. And this is the last thing that NIP needed. Get right. He can't even stop the defuse from happening. Even if it's 10 seconds, he just really can't make it out of this ramp, and it's going to be, they're just all there waiting for him. 11-5, a big pistol round win here for Astralis, and now it's looking a little bit too good.
Nip Magic has been contained to Stockholm. It's not, hasn't quite made the flight over to London.
No, maybe Maybe it's like Game of Thrones. They need like the right trees to grow.
What?
I don't know. Isn't that part of the whole idea?
Have you not seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
What trees are you talking about?
Like the Werwood trees.
Oh, the ones with the faces?
The old gods.
Yeah,
That was
sure,
a
man.
real stretch. I can't believe you tried to make me explain that.
Well, I mean, listen, you deserve it when you bust out something like that.
Next time, just
better
say,
come with your A game. This is the major, Anders.
Just say yes next time, and we'll all be better for it. There's a good grenade landing on a couple of players at top mid. They didn't have any armor or anything, so I mean, if you got the bomb plant, they're gonna buy next round anyway. But
it's not looking good, especially because Astralis, I think the cool thing about this Astralis that we're seeing at the moment is they don't look like they're afraid to take any fights. If they had one flashbang, they might be able to blind up Magisk and get some kind of an attack going on. There's the reaction, sprays down 2. Device is here quick, but doesn't want to risk the M4, so that's going to go over to Forest. Guess if you're going to put it in anyone's hands, it would be his. Device gets dropped right around the edge of the smoke. That's a bit awkward, and now some pressure being put on. Rez with another kill. That's over towards jungle. That's Dupree, and Glaive is just wondering what the hell happened.
Could be timed by GetRight as well. Looked like there was an opening there. I just have no idea how Rez got that first kill. That looks so ridiculous. Cruising through the smoke with a P250. Somehow NIP have made this round very, very close. They don't have armor, which means anything beyond straight headshots, any extended fight here is just not going to work out well for them at all.
I mean, they have the advantage of range, obviously, and they also have the advantage of the M4s being able to go through, you know, some boxes and some edges of walls. This is going to be a tough retake. 2 kits, 1 flashbang, and Forest in middle, and I don't even think Xyp9x is going to be able to read that.
Might be too deep layered in the algorithm for him even to discover it. I mean, how could you guess that someone...
Oh my lord. I hate him.
He is a robot. I don't care. Hey, this is unreasonable. Nobody checks that, ever. Rez now. 1 versus 2. For the spray. Gonna get the headshot. That's huge now. Glaive in a little bit of trouble. And he has to run for it. There's just no time. What a play for NIP. Turning it around with pistols. Not even any armor. They were banking on buying next round anyway. That's a massive win.
That is a huge win. What a round from Rez. 3 kills. The 2 with the P250. Oh, so he sees him right as the smoke clears, and the follow-up fight on Dupree is great as well. It's hard for Dupree to keep track when he's spraying through the smoke in that fashion, and Glaive knows it. As soon as his teammate goes down, there's really not a great chance of him winning that against the M4, even without armor. That's a tough pill to swallow for Astralis. 11-6, and just like that, NIP still with a little bit of life, still with a chance to come back into this matchup. If they win this, and the economy shatters for Astralis, then NIP, you really close the gap.
Yeah, it could definitely work out. Aggressive push underpass, dinking Rez up there. But it was just with the UMP. He's going to try and fall back out, and Lekro won't let him. He was going to be stuck in that underpass. There's no chance anyone could really help him out. I guess Sip probably could have flashed him out of underpass at least. Could have helped out.
Could have done something. Well, NIP with full mid control. Forrest going to work his way up catwalk. Dennis and Lekro down the mid ramp. There's flashbang for Forrest to turn the corner. No one there. They have to clear out Dennis. They're going to need a flash for that, you would imagine. Dennis, excuse me. Good nade coming in to try and help chime in with Dupree's damage with the pistol, but it's just not enough. Xyp9x around the corner. There's the Caesar. He swings, almost doubles him up. 2 players here. The scout is going to... Oh my word! Device, that's disgusting! 3 kills in quick succession, and GetRight just bails out.
What in God's name is happening in this game? That was completely unreasonable, especially that second kill. You're going to see a lot of replays of that, ladies and gentlemen. GetRight now with the bomb plant, and they are miles away. So in spite of all the theatrics over at the B-bomb side, it just might not be enough. He puts the bomb down, then runs back to middle again. There's no way that they should be able to read this. This is such an unlikely play. They've just come through this. What? It's going to be like a 7-second gap by the time they make it through, and then he's going to shoot them in the back. Very, very hard for Astralis to read. Instant kill on Magisk, and now the bomb being defused. 2 seconds left, and GetRight does it. Great 1-on-2 for him. Heads up play, very deep on the fake there, and just this game is everything. 7-11, but those scout kills. This second one is out of this world.
Oh, I did not expect to see that whatsoever. That is so gross. Oh, and he still couldn't pull him back into it. We mentioned it, and the desk mentioned it. if NIP wants a chance of winning this, much like Stockholm, they're going to need some of these heroic efforts out of the legendary players, some of these great clutches coming out, and Get Right makes a perfect decision all the way rotating around. It's risky. The X factor was Device with the kit, and if Get Right assumes that there's not a kit on the board and he doesn't take that fight, it's all over.
And this is a good call. It's absolutely nobody defending the B-bomb side. It's actually your dream call when you are trying to make the comeback happen. Keeping the economy alive. Make sure you build a big bank so that even if Astralis starts to get back into it a bit, you're not going to be saving anytime soon.
Yeah, nothing like a nice free round. Got to be careful though. Lekro's the only one up here, and I guess it's not the worst thing in the world if he goes to investigate. You don't want to fall back into this stack of 3 players looking to take your weapons away. And the question that NIP has at the moment, they might need to group up soon and start thinking of an evacuation plan. To market we go. Towards Zipnix we go, and he's all by himself. He does take out Rez. Dennis trades it off immediately, but the rest of Astralis is here. They're trying to keep him pinned in towards market as close to possible to the bomb blast, but just at the last second, they're able to get the kills and evacuate. NIP up to 8 rounds now, and it's just 3 rounds disparity.
Yeah, Dupree not with really any grenades. Magus neither. So they're lacking a lot of utility. That's a big problem. We saw the same thing happen for NIP. It's a problem early on when you want to avoid getting fought, you know, right off the bat. But it's also a problem if you want to retake later on. So see what they do. 4 men in the A-bomb site. So Astralis is there. We're lacking some of the grenades here. We're just going to make this call. And it looks like a good one right now, unless they gravitate too far into the middle.
Close for the spam, and Dennis is going to challenge first up, and he's not going to see Dupree. Even though he's burning, he's staying in the flames, taking a fight. Good trades, though.
Yeah, excellent for us. There's Lekro with a kill as well on Glaive, so it's all looking fantastic right now for NIP. Really coming back into this game. It's probably going to be 9-11 here. There's almost no chance that Astralis can retake this bomb site. The grenade is a couple of seconds late here. Forest is low, sure, but there's a flank as well from Rez. It might even make sure that they don't actually save all of these rifles. This is all-around great play for the Swedish side right now. You have to admire it. Playing a team like Astralis, especially the way the Astralis have been playing this game, they've been looking great. But NIP are somehow holding on to it. I love it.
They were so dominant in the first half, weren't they, Astralis? And NIP has clawed back with that win by Rez with a P250, get him back in the game. It's beautiful stuff. Device keeping this off is still an element of danger into the next round. As that losing bonus builds up, there could be a half-buy out of the Astralis guys, and you never know what they can pull out. Always have a plan. The smokes, the CZs, and some armor. That can do some magical stuff if Device just gives you the opportunity.
The money on NIP is really starting to look good now. Astralis, you're right, at least upgrading some pistols to try and stay relevant. But they must be feeling the weight of all of this as well. Starting to creep back into to the game's NIP. Just a 2-round gap, and they will be able to equalize. It's 9-11 in favor of Astralis, but I'm just so impressed. This is a great-looking NIP team.
Yeah, it really is. They've come back in a big way. Remember when Astralis lost this as well? It was a weaker CT side. They only got 3 rounds against Tyloo when they lost this last in DreamHack Stockholm. So, I mean, their CT side has shown some weakness, and at the moment, they're stuck on 1 round. Just that pistol, and then it's been 4 straight for the Ninjas. So, they've got to get into this quick. And this is a tough decision to make if you're going to half-buy here, and actually they stay away from it. So, they only upgrade a couple pistols. Not buying the armor, not buying the utility. Still some rounds to play with, right? At 11-9, you don't have to quite go in too hard yet.
No, there are ways to get back in, but it just seems like NIP are...
oh, God.
They've got a good spot.
NIP's going right at him, though. Device is here.
Yeah, he is with the AWP. He's at 75 as well. First shot means the next one has to connect. He's going to take down Dennis, and there's the follow-up from Dupree. Sip will take one as well, and one more for Device. They roll right into a huge stack, and they get immediately punished. Lekro out of bullets, and he's going to go down. Triple kill for Device. That is the danger of those kind of rushes. Sometimes, Moses, you find more than you're looking for.
Yeah, 2 rounds in a row, not even testing the waters, not even scouting it out, and not going to get away with that. Good stack from Astralis. Zipnix boosted up as well. Keeps spacing between Device as if he needed it. He nailed those shots right at the end.
Through the smoke as well.
That's got to hurt. for NIP. That's got to be just a gut check, isn't it?
You lose a round like that, it just doesn't seem necessary, right?
So deflated as well. After such a good comeback and having the advantage, and then you just give it up right at the end.
Yeah, that could be one of those rounds looking back at it where you say, well, if NIP were going to make the comeback and actually win the game, then that kind of round can't really be a part of it. Dennis with the one big kill. And a great follow-up. What an entry. Double taking down Device and Magus. And just like that, my God, we're talking a lot, Moses, but NIP, they're doing a bit more than that.
Oh, they keep surprising. This is great. The plant going down. Beautiful, beautiful form from Dennis. We mentioned if they want to get to that next gear, he's going to have to step up. And even Lekro spotting Zipnik's a couple bullets before taking a shot. And Dupree's got to save this AWP. NIP is on the hunt, though. What a quick round. Smoke late in these halls. Forrest going to be the first one up. Oh, missed shot. That's not ideal. They're going to get closer now. He is surrounded. Got to try and find an escape route. Got to find some aggression, and he is. He's going to head down. No, actually sticking around this smoke.
Oh, he was trying the spam res, but he's going to give it up. And Lekro might be next up. Nice. Not going to be able to hit the shot again. A lot of pressure on him in that round. NIP, this is actually great news. They allow Astralis to get that one round, and then they immediately take it back, resetting the round loss bonus, and now they've got a better chance than ever, it seems.
Yeah, we're just kind of back to square one, aren't we? Another round where Astralis has to really decide right on the edge. A couple players can afford the M4s, but 3 players not really, so I think they're going to choose to save and maybe a couple light pistols drop, but they're looking for the next round, taking a timeout to talk things over. This got tense real quick.
I feel like the entries on A for NIP have just been great overall. So
Dennis is doing a phenomenal job in otherwise like I don't want to say quiet game, but you know, nothing to talk about. Dennis has been phenomenal on these entries. Changing it up as well, hitting that timing through the smoke, catching Device off far away, and following it up with the kill underneath the balcony.
They've invested a little bit into this round on the Astralis side. That scout wanted to make a re-entry into the game. Last time was great.
Yeah, feeling good after that triple kill with the previous round?
Probably. So 12 to 10. But otherwise, nothing much to work with here on the Astralis side. Could always hit a lucky deagle shot. Those are always good. Device immediately taking up position at mid. He's going to be in the middle of it. Needed that headshot now. He's in a lot of trouble. I just don't think he's going to make that. Not in one piece anyway. They'll recover the scout, so something is saved. But nobody left at the B side of the map, so it looks like NIP should be able to have a good time of it.
This time, keeping the anti-force fire, anti-eco round slow paced, not going for those B rushes, not wanting to fall into the trap, although they are going at the scout one more time. They left the bomb at top mid. Lecker is going to have to go back and get that one. They have Forest in position, and the whole map is their oyster. They can choose to consume it however they want. Get right in T-spawn, watching the flank. And Astralis just kind of playing as a group, rotating together to different bomb sites, making sure wherever they go is going to be stacked with 3 players. Good kill from Forest. Better follow-up from Dupree.
Yeah, Maggie's carrying that shot go off behind him in the middle. He's going to go and check it again. Maybe a chance for a headshot. Glaive. Oh, that's Dupree taking down Get Right. Missed shot from Glaive. You don't see those very often. C-set 75 and a lot of damage from Lekro. One Molotov, the AN. That's going to force Dupree back in. Magus actually winning that fight in the middle, so 2-on-2. Very uncomfortable. Oh, planting right in the lane. Magus gets caught jumping up. That could have been the round probably right then and there.
I'm so confused why he even went for that plant, knowing that Dupree had gotten that, or I mean, excuse me, Magus had gotten that kill in towards window room. That is a very risky situation to plant. Almost taken out, and yeah, you're exactly right. If he goes down, that becomes a much more difficult situation for Rez to win. AK-47 salvaged by Dupree, which is going to be necessary for that next round. Question is, once again, they're going to be right on that tipping point of a buy. And I think this AK might just swing it in the favor of forcing up. No op will be in the hands of Device in that next round.
Very tense game at the moment. Going to be 11 to 12 now. Astralis, the lead that they'd built up, it was looking great in the first half. What, 10-5 favoring Astralis in the first half when they were on the T side. That should be almost enough to just close out the game pretty quickly. But the second half has been quite something for NIP. They've been looking, yeah, just amazing.
You have to say as well, I mean, this whole, the bigger story of NIP, you know, what was it, ever since they've been knocked out by Vega Squadron in that cash game, they've really struggled to get back. And this path they had to go on through the minor system, through the qualifying online and everything like that, it was grueling. They had some really tough matches, and it wasn't even guaranteed that they were going to be able to get there. Now, if they're able to go out in 3-0, that's going to be such a weight off the shoulders of these players, some of the most legendary players we have that have been missing at some of these biggest events, some of these majors these past years.
Yeah, calling it a roller coaster wouldn't even really do it justice, right? It's been, I don't know, they've been out in the wilderness for a really long time.
Yeah, not only the story as a team, as a unit, but even individually. If you look at the journey that GetRight's been on between his health and trying to compete and trying to stay active in terms of practice and all the sacrifices he's made just to try and improve his game and improve his team play.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we haven't even given enough coverage to that from a journalistic point of view. Probably could expose that even more. But yeah, it is quite a story, and they're looking to impress us even more here. Again, Astralis very limited. Oh, good headshot from Magisk. The boost up on Catwalk to take down Forest. That's what you want if you're on the Astralis side here. And Glaive holding close with the CZ 75. One mistake and you can lose a couple of players in this kind of situation. Lecro looking to open it up. He's got a grenade in hand. Almost gets caught. Great headshot follow-up from Glaive. Still taking the kill. And now Device in position. 38 seconds. That smoke. He's going to edge past it. Flashbang. Turn around for it. He gets the kill anyway. Lecro saving NIP a little bit. Now Dupree's still here with the AK-47. But Lecro just keeps crouching into these fights and taking him down. Great double entry onto the site, and Sip, he might find the timing, but he's still going to go down. It's a good follow-up, but it isn't enough. That's going to tie up the scoreline 12-12. And Astralis Economy, I mean, they are struggling to put these buys together. They're finally going to have one now, but this is an interesting game.
Yeah, they've had 2 decent buys. Now finally they can have a healthy buy, as they've allowed the scoreline to even up. Device can actually stay off the AWP. He's gone to the M4. Had the chance to get it, would have been missing some utility. I think maybe that's why he made the decision. The kit and the nades tipping his hand. Mid-aggression. Lecro spots it, misses the shot. He's going to swing a wide though. He wants more of a battle. He's dinked. Goes right back into the Molotov. That was the only place he could go. Forrest, as we know, he loves to challenge. And Dennis, that success was happening so much with those duels coming up A-ramp. This time, all of Astralis is far, far away.
I was seeing a lot of NIP players in this round that were out in the open, no cover.
Looking for a fight.
Straight looking for a fight. Oh, Glaive.
Hello.
Find a little round. Enjoying that. Forrest a bit careful. This can actually turn it. Forrest wins this fight. A little bit of damage on him. Again, and he's going to get edged out. Good pre-fire spray from Glaive and Rez now. A minute left. Oh, Glaive almost caught there. Rez up on the high ground. He gets back around the corner, and Rez now chasing him down. He gets the one headshot. This is very interesting. Sip coming in from the other side, and Rez gets caught, and he's going to get headshot. It's so close, but Sip with a quad kill instead. Astralis now at 13 rounds. This was a really crazy round.
It really was, and poor Rez, just no way to know that Zibnix is going to be flanking all the way through T-spawn once he gets that. What a great round from Zibnix. Rotating back, I think Dennis was kind of shocked and surprised, expecting them to stick around mid a little bit longer to take that fight. Either way, I mean, still a victory of sorts for NIP in the sense that you get the 4 kills. Again, at this stretch, when it's 12-12, when we're this late in the half, the economy is going to matter so, so much, and Astralis cannot afford to lose this round. It's great that they've been able to battle and just, you know, able to win some of these rounds, but they've only got 3 so far on their CT side, and if they get reset at 13-13, that is the hardest reset. You'd be down to 0.
Yeah.
You'd have to go for a double save.
Right, which would put NIP at 15 rounds.
Yeah, which I don't even know if you could swallow your pride and do that.
Yeah, you might just be tempted to force up pretty quickly.
Oh, God. There's
a chance.
Best team in the world going into the player break, coming out the other side, still shaking off some rust. Those tuning in as well, it's not a huge deal. This is a 2-0 match, so the winner moves on to the Legends stage, but it is nice to get that weight off your shoulders and just to accomplish that. Forrest, oh, the smoke plumes, and he's got the lineup still. That's a brilliant opening, and they've got to get around to help Zibnix.
Yeah, he's alone, flashed as well. Grenades landing left to right, and he can't track that kill. Rez landing on the ground, getting it done. Device will take down Dennis, but I don't think it's enough right now. 3 on 4. They don't really have the weapons edge. I mean, They can't buy anything after this. They have to save these guns. NIP finding the perfect timing, making it 13-13. Man, this is great, isn't it? I mean, here's the other thing. Obviously, yeah, sure, you can still keep playing even if you're 2-1, but then you have to play more days, right? You've got to continue, and maybe you could have used those days for something else. You could have watched some of the other teams that you might face later on. You could learn something. Just relax, Moses.
Yeah, could just do nothing. But regardless, yeah. I mean, the other thing is, at this point in Counter-Strike, some of the teams that we've seen get upset early on in these rounds, you are going to face a very good team at one of these future matchups. So obviously, any team, you know, even if you're at 2-0, you're going to take that 3-0 any day of the week. And Forrest taking out the individual charge of Catrock. That's the impressive one.
Yeah. Not bad, is it? Sip trying to trace him as he's falling through the air, but unable to connect. 13-13, all tied up here towards the end of the map. Could see more overtime, but we could also see a straight NIP victory here.
Are they doing it?
Yeah, they're rushing that bomb site. Sip is down there. Molotov to try and counter it. I think it lands behind them even. Oh, that's the Vice gone, and they're doing it one more time. Get right this time in charge, and Astralis already running. NIP with the 14th round. They just knocked the Danes right out.
It's over. Lekro with that opening kill. Is that onto Device, I think, and just denied any kind of rotation. Xyp9x 2 rounds in a row has been killed instantly by an AK headshot from a falling player. I cannot believe NIP had the stones to go for that play. Dupree inside the smoke. Magis trying to get away. Again, these guns are just so valuable. He's going to go for it. No, he doesn't have a kit.
No, I was going to say if he had, wouldn't it just be wonderful? But they are close enough by. This is going to happen. It would be amazingly cool, and you know we only see it once every 3 years, something, but still.
And what a time to have seen it if that's when it got brought out.
Oh, if that had happened, you know, it's obviously close to, but that would probably be the play of the Challenger stage at least.
That'd be the graffiti stage on day 3. Lekro, yeah, that opening pick is huge, and obviously Xyp9x, that's the tough part about defending that B bomb site, just a missed timing. He catches a flashbang at the worst possible moment. Astralis not out of it just yet. They can buy absolutely nothing. I wouldn't even buy a nade. This is one of those save rounds. As much as we like the flashbangs, I don't even invest in it. You're gonna have a 3-round losing bonus after this, and you'll be able to buy much, much more.
Yeah, but that does mean Astralis are fighting for overtime now. USPs should be no trouble. A lot of grenades, just Molotov, smokes, all of it thrown in. Even a smoke bouncing back out again.
It's like they're so excited to be in this situation, they don't even really know who's throwing which smoke. They threw 2 smokes into window room, 1 missed, and a Molotov.
Listen, I'll allow it.
Oh, no.
Why? And it's just a slight hiccup there. Look at crossfires, Glaive will take down 1, but again, they are just trading favorably anyway. And all on Device.
This is why we can't have nice things. Dennis with the quick switch. Device. Look how patient NIP is being as well. They don't even care that Force is giving up all the information. He's on the ladder. He's going to die. It shouldn't be a great chance for Device to do anything else. Although a couple headshots going his way would be nice. They're at half HP. He could do this in a... I mean, not a great chance. And NIP is doing a very good job of not giving him any clean shots. And I think Get Right hears the footsteps of him running away and feels it's safe to plant.
Yeah, the cover is there as well. It would have to be sort of a running headshot for anything to really work out here for Device. 24 health as well, so a single bullet is going to be the end of him. Does peek around the corner, and Rez is ready for it. Expensive round, but it doesn't really matter all that much. Guess maybe the kill rewards help out a little bit for Astralis there. I mean, they're that low on money that it kind of makes a difference, so...
And NIP has 3 players over 10 grand before the purchase, so they're not going to have to worry about money for the rest of this game. There's only 2 rounds left, so they're set. They have full buys no matter what happens.
15-13, and a real chance for a big upset here for NIP. That would be, I mean, the way that Astralis started this game, the way the Device was cruising into bomb sites, taking people down left and right, it really looked like it was going to be one of those Astralis games, but NIP held on to it.
Their CT side of Mirage is having real issues. I mentioned the loss against Tyloo. They only had 3 rounds won on their CT side, and here again, only 3 rounds on the board so far. 10-5 at half. NIP just running all over them at the moment. Remember, it started with that Get Right clutch, that 1 versus 2. That was a big
Rotating
part.
back through middle.
Yeah, just planted the bomb, ran all the way around middle to finish that off.
Well, they've started it. Now they need to finish it as well in IP. One more round to lock Astralis out of this victory. Make sure you continue into the Legend stage. And as you said, considering how far this team has been out in the wilderness and just been discarded by a bunch of people, I don't think they're fans, but a lot of the pro circuit are kind of giving up on the idea that NIP were going to make it back. And if they can make this happen, certainly would be an impressive statement early on in the tournament here. Sip jumping around, he's probably happy that he's not getting immediately jumped on anybody, but if he makes this jump back, it could get dangerous. You don't want to repeat that again. Grenade comes out and actually does land right at their feet. That's a lot of damage for Sip.
Astralis and utility damage. Name a more iconic duo. Magisk off to the right. Get Right isn't going to be aggressive. He's the only one at this side of the map. The tough part is, if Glaive throws a pop flash down there for Magisk, that could be trouble. But they're content with this crossfire setup. It's a pretty bold setup as well. No one really has eyes on mid at the moment, so NIP could be walking right up connector. Astralis trusting that that won't happen, that NIP is not that bold. Here they are instead, rotating all the way back. Device with the AWP, far away from any action. He's back towards CT spawn at the moment, but he's rotating quickly. Here's the call. Someone has called him to hurry up. Astralis know what's coming.
If they lose this fight on ramp, though, he's going to be a lone Device. And I mean, they have so many grenades, he's going to get blocked off immediately. Glaive putting up a Molotov there. They're going to pass right through. What a great timing. Dennis took the bait, and now they're in a bit of trouble. That Molotov actually almost looked like it spread. Lekro very low on health, but they still trade the kills. Lekro doing more work, and Device going to fall back. Now it's all on Forest. 1 versus 3 to try and stop Astralis from getting back in. There's only 7 seconds. This can't be done. Dupree will take him down. Good defense from Astralis, 15-14. Now, NIP can still buy everything they want in this round. But that fear is starting to get back, isn't it?
Yeah, we always talk about it. The one last obstacle to overcome Astralis. They stand so strong on that defense. They do a great job. 3 players surviving. It's going to be a strong buy here. 3 M4s, an AWP, 3 kits, all the utility you could need. 1 UMP on Glaive. That aggressive defense on A ramp has served Astralis so well throughout history. And NIP just want to end it. They're going to go for the knockout punch. A ramp, they're going to try and find a timing on this hit. Rez in middle, but 4 players ready to hit that bomb site.
If they'd done a couple of seconds ago, they would have only found 1 person. Now at least there's Glaive here with the UMP. A bit of damage, a lot of damage in fact. That Molotov on Dennis. They're going to be boosting up on the other side, looking over the smoke, and good idea. We can't find anyone yet. Device turning around for the grenades, and now he's going to stand up. This is... Oh, he actually gets that shot on Forest. Can't believe it. Now 4 versus 5. And we're fighting for overtime now. Astralis just need 1 more round, and they're going to have a chance to get back in this game. NIP slowed down a lot, and it's not always a good idea.
Yeah, they don't have any more smokes. They're going to have to fight. But what a great adaptation by Astralis. They're getting destroyed by Dennis's entry at the early stages of this half. Now they decide to just play retake and Glaive. He doesn't even take fights. He just drops a Molotov in Dennis's path. Letting him burn, letting him take damage, but giving him absolutely nothing. No entries, and Device now ringing out 2 picks. And where does NIP go from here? The rest of Astralis just avoiding fights, just keeping them occupied. All the meanwhile, they're going to rotate over. Finally, Lekro provides something, but Dupree has arrived.
Good kill from him. Get Right tapping away at long range, but they're simply running out of time here. Need to get the bomb down and win a 2-on-4. Say it out loud, it just doesn't really seem possible. And that will be overtime in this deciding match, 15-15. At the end of it, Lekro has 29 kills. What a player.
20 on Forest, so I mean, playing very well. No one on either team really slouching in any way. This is a great boost. A little bit farther back, so you're usually looking at the ticket booth to see if someone's jumping over. You can't see that one, and it's the jump from Forest that gives away the game. But what a cool defense from Astralis. What a way to adapt to not being able to handle those entries early on, and that kind of contact play that NIP was having so much success with. Just drop your utility in the path and fall away. Don't fight. Allow and rely on Device, your opera, to find just the picks that allows you to slow down the round. NIP, unfortunately, not able to utilize the utility properly. And then forced into the open duels at range.
But now that money is back in the hands of Astralis and the reset happens...
Oh, boy.
NIP need to make sure that they can continue to reinvent themselves throughout this game. Kind of tricky when you've already been playing 15 rounds on the T side, and now you're going to play 3 more. Not easy to come up with new things all of the time. And also you have to keep sort of a record in your head of all the things that have worked and haven't worked and why, and how have you tried to manipulate any one part of the map. And like it's a lot. It's a big job to have when you're the in-game leader.
Yeah, it really is. Stressful job. That's why a lot of people shy away from it. Don't like doing it. Get right with the smoke towards mid. Timing double nade doesn't do any damage. A little bit on Electro, but nothing to write home about. Dupree with the op is going to open things up. Force brought down low as well. Not looking great for NIP at the start of this overtime. They've lost 2 in a row. They'd love to get back on the board.
3 smokes in middle from NIP right off the bat. 1 window, 1 connector, 1 catwalk. So that would deny all of the information for Astralis. But once Astralis get the kill, they maybe don't care quite as much, having lost the info. Counter grenade out. Electro's still going to challenge it. And on the other side, actually, right at the edge, this could be a bit of an explosive fight. Glaive is waiting for them. Just wants to see if anyone is going to come through.
Just going to keep himself safe. Glaive's under so much pressure. He's got device ready to swing out. He might just double him up. They do line up, but he can't do more. Magisk is in position to hold the cross, though, but Dennis. 2 stunning headshots, and finally Dupree is able to shut down a little bit of NIP, and Device gets cheeky with that peek, and there goes Get Right. The Ops doing work for Astralis, 4 of the 5 kills, and now 3 in a row for Astralis to go up 16-15, and for those of you watching at home, 19 is the magic number to take the win.
Yes, indeed. NIP can still buy AKs all around if they need to, and AWP as well, but they didn't quite get what they wanted out of that catwalk. It is a powerful idea. We rush 3 people out catwalk, even if there are some people holding jungle, as we kind of saw. If those people, like they just, even if you just trade them going into the bomb site, still could be a pretty good situation. But Device, a lot of AWPers in that CT spawn position. Even when you lose catwalk, they're tempted to just stay and hold CT spawn, right? And I think maybe that's what NIP were counting on too, that he wouldn't be aggressive.
Also, I think they're just losing too many players as well. You just can't keep your eyes on everything, can you? Regardless, this is... You're exactly right. Once Astralis has finally gotten that economy, that double save at the end of the last half, it looked so sketchy. But those are the options that are available to teams who have confidence in their defense, right? Despite everything, despite all the evidence saying that they've been just getting battered throughout that half, still keeping faith. Lecro beats Device to the spot. I think Device has to be like, holy hell, he got there quick.
Yeah, not going to be happy about that at all. Losing a bit of mid-control once again is Astralis, but this time without the early pick, so that makes things very tricky. I wonder if they're going to try and respond in some way. It's a beautiful grenade that lands on Rez. Let's see if the Danes are going to try and occupy some other part of the map now that they've lost this one. Could be a palace, could be over at the apartments, could just be walking into a shot in middle.
Oh no. Rez with a little bit of luck going his way. Combine that with Lecro beating Device to the spot, and tough round. Magisk could have so much to do, and at this point I think Astralis just kind of has to gamble. They just have to pick a bomb site and really lean in that direction. Dupree getting close up on catwalk. He can op at long range. Magisk knows that's going to eventually spread. There goes Zipnix and CT spawn. Lecro just holding for it, getting the entry with the op as well. So that's going to be 16-16, all tied up again.
32 kills for Lecro. He's playing one hell of a game right now.
But remember, in Stockholm, it was the brilliant performance from Forrest and even Get Right with some clutches that were wasted by NIP and in a very narrow loss. Here again, Lecro having a phenomenal game, and you just got to hope if you're NIP. 2 times they're bringing Astralis to the brink on Mirage. Don't give up these opportunities. Don't give it up twice. Not at the Major. Not with your chance to get to the Legend stage. This has been their dream to get back to this point for years.
Keep it alive with the AWP. He's going to get a couple of kills there, looking for the... Look at the read that he's got. That is incredible. That's what experience gives you, isn't it?
3 different angles of attack, and he handles all of them with ease.
I wonder if there are some other teams that right now in the Challenger states thinking, for the love of God, please don't let Astralis go back 2-1, and then we have to maybe fight later on.
Like, why can't... Please let... Please let him come back and win this.
Yeah.
I don't deserve to play them at the 2-1 stage. I've been good.
That could be rough too. Oh well. 16-16, NIP winning 1 round in overtime here, so it's interesting now. No mid. Astralis really aren't getting a lot of mid control here, and actually are doing a good job at just clearing that up.
I think a pop flash from Rez might be the answer here. Dennis and Forrest ready to enter in towards connector. Here it comes. It's going to blow up. There's one player who's not going to be blind. Actually, neither of them are blind. They got to find Magic, and they do. Right around the edge of the smoke. That one's too deep. They could have gotten in front of it, but they choose not to. Dupree with that pick. That's Rez playing support, throwing the nades from far back. He gets picked off trying to turn the corner. I'm surprised Dennis and Forrest weren't more aggressive with that play in connector, but obviously content with the one kill.
Oh, Device looked like Dennis had the angle. He had the idea, certainly. That's a bit of a giveaway. Now, over at this bomb site, Sip's the only one here. He's far enough away that no one's going to jump in his face most. He's got really, really tired of that.
NIP's missing the timing, though. They have to go, and now Device is rotated. This just gets exponentially more difficult.
Yeah, the other two are quite far away, and now Device is going to call it in surely. Sip flashed for a minute, but Forrest will take him down even as he's unflashed. And now Device just hiding back here. The bomb is being... Oh, it gets stopped. That's a huge kill for Device. And followed up, taken down, Get Right. Massive defense. And now Lekro, the only one left. 1 versus 3, and he's going to go down. Device wrecking NIP in this last round. 4 kills for him. Up at, well, 28-23 in the pre here. Leading the scoreboard. And 17-16 in favor of Astralis.
That was a nerdy little angle from Device at the end to take out Lekro. That is not an easy one to read. This is great. Boldness with the flashbang to peek mid around that smoke, hiding inside the bomb site. Once Zipnix went down, he just said, you know what, I can't really fight. Might as well stay and stop the plant that buys so much time, even if he were to go down. Great play from one of the best in the world. Device now up to 28 kills. Dupree at 33. He's leading the server. Like you said, Lekro is having a phenomenal game. 32 frags for him. Forrest at 22.
Well, they were almost losing to Rogue. I think it was Dupree as well, wasn't it, that sort of brought them back into that game. So he's having a good event. Major so far.
Yeah, solid event. 17-16. Astralis needing 2 to take this map to get themselves to the Legend stage. NIP needing to go 3-0 if they want to make things easier on themselves. Both teams having a nightmare of a defensive stat, though. At least until overtime.
Yeah. Why can nobody play CT side Mirage anymore? What's happened?
I don't know. T-sides have teams have just put a lot of work in, I guess. I mean, you have to imagine out of the player break as well. That's I feel like most of the adaptations that teams are going to make are going to be on their offensive sides, right? Adding some kind of new wrinkle to their game plan.
Yeah.
Might have something to do with that.
Where are the double pushes into Palace? Where's all the fun?
Here we go, bread and butter. You got to have one of these as a pocket strategy, and Magisk, he gets the duel he wants. Flames on the ground, though, and rolling rotations. That's a great timing for the peak. But Lekko finds him as he's falling and builds upon it. Goes for all 3.
My God. If he doesn't get that first one, then he is going to be immediately flooded in that bomb site. They're going to be all on top of him. But again, a beautiful round from Lekro. He is a star player right now for this team. Looking incredible. Maybe that's what they need.
I mentioned we hadn't seen that strategy by Astralis really ever fully stopped. Well, Lekro just did it. It's a nice little hold my beer moment. 4 kills for him.
Yeah, this is just a. I mean, I think if we see the replay from his point of view, you'll get a sense for how close it is. Like they're just all on top of him. Even if that fight against Magus just goes a bit longer, even if it's like 2 seconds more, he's done. What a great defense. 17-17. Should be smiling a bit. 36 kills on him.
Glave's going to go for a mid pick with his AWP. Otherwise, he would have passed it off to a Device, but he had the better spawn. I think he wants to beat the timing to the window, and he's out. Nothing comes from it. Now you imagine he'll pass it off any second. Maybe not. Maybe Device is just saying, I want to play this game with the AK-47. He's been great so far. Good trade. I don't know if that was worth it for Forrest. Lekro's all alone on Catwalk, and Astralis going to hit this B bomb site again. Dennis is on the rotation. He's not going to have much help from Lekro.
No, it's very hard to hold the apartments from Kitchen with an M4. Lekro, again, solid defense. He's so good in this bomb site, and Dennis backing up, taking down Dupree. Device and Sip are left 2-on-3. This is big news for NIP, but Device coming in and opening up the bomb site a little bit, making it a 2-on-2. That Molotov going to block off one entry. They're actually peeking behind it, and Get Right going to go down. Sip with that important kill. And Astralis a chance here to at least get to 18. It's on Rez. He's not had the best game of his life, but he is still an incredible player, and the bomb is right in front. He's going to get that kill on Sip, and now readjusting, ready for Device, who's on the other side. This is a perfect one-on-one situation right now. Rez creeping in. He's got the scope up, grenade out just to put a bit of pressure on. Device has picked up the bomb, but he's continuing and he's being read right here at the register, ready to cash out of this round. Device is waiting on the other side. He's walking right into it. Rez, so patient, and he gets the reward. 18-17. Perfectly played, Rez. Double kill. That was his 19th kill, so a far cry from all the rest of it, but it doesn't matter. That one round impact is huge.
Lekro flexing his muscles there a little bit for us, giving him some little bit of encouragement. He's tearing Astralis apart. 18-17, NIP on map point. 19, as we said, is the magic number. So either NIP goes on to the legend stage here or Astralis takes us to double overtime. What a phenomenal clutch for NIP down. And these heated moments. Dennis, he's going to be pushing up. Actually, going to go right to the smoke. Is he going to be aware? There's two. No, Device somehow shuts him down. 7 HP. That one's going to be tough. Astralis just doing the same thing over again. They're going to go into this B bomb site, and this time, there's no Lekro here to hold them off. There's no Dennis for the heroics. It's Forrest who's got to get back, but he's going to be locked in. AK's zoned in, and he's calling it out at the moment. Another tough retake scenario. That's going to help. Lekro arriving, but Dupree still going.
Lekro is determined to carry them into the legend stage here. He wants it badly. 3-on-3. Holding top mid though. Very low health as Device and Right, not quite ready for it. Oh, he's going to go down. The C-set 75 just dancing all over the place. And now it's Lekro and Rez. They need to get back in this. They can't play double overtime against Astralis. Every round is so dangerous right now. Lekro charging on through and he loses the fight. And I think that might have been it. Rez now with a 1 versus 2 and he gets caught out. Double overtime here. Triple kill for Device. Oh my God, what a game.
They do not want to end this. What a stressful scenario to be in. Astralis again fighting back, clawing into double OT. This is brutal. Device does such a good job up here. It's just awkward timing for Get Right, trying to jump, thinking the hold of top mid is going to be a little bit more passive. That one hurts. 18-18. Everything gets reset. Back to 10,000 start money.
Couple of good rounds there. Catching, I mean, that one round where they caught Lekro probably could have been an Astralis round as well. So the B hit it's functional. But here's the problem, though, when you can't keep running it, right? So now that you're playing double overtime, do you keep going back to that? What about, now would be the time, Moses, for my favorite thing. That catwalk rush.
The catwalk, the split?
Yeah, smoke window, smoke connector, 3 people catwalk, 2 people B apartments. Because you've kind of conditioned them to expect the apartment side of that push to come first. And
the other side of the coin, to play devil's advocate for you, was NIP. Remember, these last 2 rounds that Astralis has run this B strategy through those holes it was Lekro on catwalk and it was Forrest on catwalk. So they're kind of emphasizing mid, right? Because they had that push. So you're going to have the main brunt of NIP's defense playing in middle, and they're turning around to handle the B bomb site. I think this can be some kind of great mind game for Astralis. They've had, those 2 rounds towards the B bomb site in OT last time. Now, if they start shifting it up and going A and finding that very same timing to a different location on the map, it could throw NIP off.
Well, let's find out. Some pretty deep smokes landing. Missed opportunity from Dennis. It looked like that was going to be perfect. They are rushing up a little bit here. Device getting close, and the bomb is on the other side. So could be that kind of a B split. Maybe not quite as fast as I was hoping for. But Forrest keep him here, and he's easily going to take down Device. I think he was probably banking Device on the idea that no one would expect him to be crazy enough to walk through the smoke, but you got to get up really early in the morning if you want to outsmart Forrest.
Glaive's got 2 flashbangs as well at top mid that he could have readjusted his position and tossed him in towards that doorway. Device out of the fight. 3-man lean towards the B bomb site. Dennis just watching for any kind of boost and flank through window room from Market. And Astralis are going to have a decision to make. Dupree going to come pick up the bomb. Glaive stuck with that AWP and centralized on the map. 1 smoke to work with. 4 Molotovs, though. And this is that 1 smoke. We'll see who relays it out.
45 seconds on the clock, and Astralis look very stuck on the map right now. And look at this. Good peek here from Lekro, just not seeing anyone. That's going to maybe allow them to lean more people to the A side.
If I'm Lekro, I'm pushing that at this juncture in the game. You have Dennis and Forrest there to recover if you go and find and have all the information and you start shrinking the map. Dennis at the moment can't rotate because he's watching the flank. So this A hit is going to be so tough, and time is getting stalled out now from NIP.
Yeah, what a Molotov to counter it at 27 seconds. Now a lot of time has been burned off the clock, and Get Right to take down one, continuing the spray, and that's going to shut it all the way down. beautiful double kill. They lined up for him. And now Sip, I mean, gonna try and climb back out, but not even gonna be successful. Astralis slowing down a lot. I mean, it's a 4-on-5. It's difficult, sure, but they really didn't know what to do. And NIP gonna win the first round of double OT.
Astralis losing steam. Remember their T side from regulation was fast-paced, was aggressive, was loose. This is them getting stopped cold. Great spray from Get Right, great angle. Magisk and Dupree can't handle it whatsoever, and that's an easy kill for Dennis to wrap things up. Glaive did save the AWP, but he didn't get any bonus money, so actually on the T side now, a little bit of economic disarray.
Yeah, a lot of it, in fact. They could go broke in that third round, which would, I mean, for NIP, if they win 3 out of 3 rounds on the CT side, given how the CT sides have been so far, you have to think that might just be enough. Boost on the other side to look into middle in spite of the smoke. That's always a good position to be in. Astralis spreading out more or less default. So just want a bit of control early on. Maybe more than anything, don't want to get caught off by any wild pushes by NIP like this one.
Oh, you love this. What a courageous play to make for Rez. Double overtime to get into the legend stage, and the tough part is you can't really, it's so difficult to push up further than this because there's so, that route through T-spawn is so long. There's so much time for Xyp9x to just turn around and kind of peek and clear that. So Rez is happy with the information he's gained so far. Allows Get Right to really cheat back. The next weakness in this defense is connector, but Forrest boost up is going to be able to find that. That's the bomb down. Great frag and nice job getting away as well. Rez now with that kill presses the issue.
Get right, same position. This time Dupree's ready. Rez is now coming back into it. Kept going. 35 seconds. Smoke is up in front. A little bit of a spray battle. They need a bomb plant. They need this round. Astralis again. Think of the money. And now, is he going to hear it? Rez. He could maybe cancel it out. Lekro's gone down. One of the key players so far. There's a big kill for Rez. He needs a bit more. Actually, Forrest going to help him out. And now, very awkward position for Dupree. Getting shot in the back as well. He's trapped in here. And no saving him either. Device now the only one left. NIP in a great position. If they take this, Astralis are going to be out of money. The flashbang on top. Then there's going to be the headshot. Rez with a hero round. Triple for him. And 20 rounds for NIP.
The boldness pays off. Rez has a perfect angle, creates a second front, and Astralis simply doesn't have the manpower to clear that deep on towards A ramp. They did consider it when they were coming up, but you just have no knowledge that's come out from Rez. What a beautiful, beautiful play to trap Astralis inside the bomb site once that bomb does get planted. NIP figured out this defense during that time they had off. It looked sketchy in the first half, but this has been great.
Bomb plant actually makes a big difference for Astralis in terms of the
they
can have.
were really struggling with their money. That extra 800 really helps out. 22 is the magic number, and NIP is halfway there.
Yes, they've done a great job in Astralis. Back to the basics here. Renee execute, and there's only one person holding it right now, and probably he's going to get smoked off, although it is Get Right with the older sniper. This is an absolute all-time classic, and he lines up for one big kill. The second headshot comes in. Oh, back to the originals. You've got to love it. Smoke goes down in front, and they're trying to get that bomb plant, but this is horrifying for Astralis. And Get Right, he wants a bit more. Almost could have had that on Glaive. He's on 33. One more bullet would have done it, and now it's Dennis lining up for the AWP shot. NIP destroying Astralis here at the end of the first half of the second overtime. Device now in a 1 versus 4. Bomb plant, yes, but really nothing else going their way. How long has it been since we've seen an auto sniper? I bet Astralis. This is back when NIP were at their all-time high, so they know what that's like. They've seen it before.
That is a classic, isn't it? Onto these players as well. What a half from NIP. That's got to make you feel good. 3 straight for the Ninjas. Get Right, an immediate clothesline onto Xyp9x. And this one took a little bit of time, but it's not easy to take him out from that position. And obviously, Astralis not ready for the follow-up. Dupree and Glaive swinging right into the crosshairs. Woo! All right, NIP. 3 chances to get to the legend stage.
Yeah, that would be absolutely incredible. 21-18, favoring NIP, and as you said, 22 is the round that we're looking for right now. Astralis need a flawless defense, and to try and get that started, they've gone for the double AWP. It is powerful, and should give them some room. I mean, especially that B-bomb side, they had a hard time defending.
And the economy at this point for Astralis doesn't matter. You know, investing in the double op, it's not necessarily a monetary risk, that because if you lose one, you're done, so it doesn't really matter. We'll see what NIP can bring into this. The ops do no damage, nothing gained early on. Magisk and Glaive to hold on to A, and it's mid-control again for NIP. Using a couple of smokes early.
Magisk just holding on the other side. Get right. Hoping that he takes a step forward. And shoot him right in the feet. It looks like they are going to end up leaning towards the B side, given where the bomb is right now. But they don't have to commit to it. They can also go underpass with the bomb. It's a very dynamic position to be in. Get right. Putting a bit of pressure on. He's going to draw, actually, 2 more people over here. So he's doing a good job right now. Rez with his back turned. Once that smoke goes away, it's going to get dangerous. Get right winning a big fight against Magisk. It's gone the right way for NIP now. Can they get the bomb onto the side? They've had a great job taking down Sip. Now Get Right gives up that death, and it can be a problem. Good return from Forest, taking down Glaive, and now the hit is definitely going to be on. Dupree getting one mid-air. Sip with the follow-up, and that's maybe enough. Dennis now in a 1 versus 2 with 35 seconds, and backup is going to be coming in quick. Device is running from the middle. He's fighting 2 AWPs, though, which might actually work in his favor. Not checking all the ways, hasn't seen anyone yet, and now going to be jumping back. He's trapped in between the 2 snipers, and there should be absolutely no way out. Device picking up an AK, and then back to the AWP again. They saved the round, Astralis, but really only barely.
So close. That kill from Get Right did not pull the rotations that NIP wanted it to. They thought it was going to be a much easier time getting into the B bomb site. It doesn't work out that way. Good find from Device at the right moment, but it's Zipnik's turning, spinning on catwalk. All he can do is spray and pray, and he gets 2 kills out of it. And Dennis with no chance. I actually thought Dennis was going to book it into market and go over to the A bomb site. That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, just left them there.
Peace. Electro to challenge with the op, goes for the timing shot. Device has it now, but can't pick him out of the sky. And he does not want to go for the repeak. 2 flashes out. Excuse me, he does want to go for the repeak, and he's going to pay for it. Bit too much from Device.
I'm surprised he didn't get that mid-air shot. It's the sort of shot you see him hit.
I'm surprised he went back.
Yeah. Especially given the fact that they are right on the edge of being pushed out of this game. Dupree hoping for a boost, and they were thinking about it on the other side too. They wanted it. Aggressive play over at the A ramp here for Astralis.
Yeah, Magisk doing exactly what Rez did in their own CT half. We'll see if that ends up being a factor equally as impactful. He's going to go for more. Get Right's waiting for it, can't win the fight. Does a little bit of damage, but knowledge is power, so the fact that they realize Magisk has pushed aggressively, Magisk is going to fall away from it. He does not want to get pinched, but it is going to buy time. Look how cautious Lekro and Forrest are being coming back through T-spawn. Dupree just has to hold this for a long time. He knows because of the aggression earlier that there's no one there, and there goes his teammate. Now he's got to give it up after this kill. He hops down.
Going to smoke it up. He wants to hold the ramp. He knows they're coming, pushing all the way in. This is a crazy play for Dupree. Close range with the AWP, but he has to try and do it. It catches one out the leg, shot through, but he's almost out of time. They're getting very close right now. 24 seconds. Glaive going to be taking down Dennis and the 2-on-2. Looking good for Astralis right now. That bomb plant, how do they get enough cover to get anyone to put the bomb down? Sip is on one side and Glaive is holding the other one. Forrest trying for it. Lekro has to play defense, and he's going to do it as well, taking down one. The instant refrag, and now Forrest on the other side. Can he get them into this legend stage? He needs one single headshot to make this one work. Forrest edging for it, but it's going to be Glaive to take him down instead. The triple kill, and Astralis now edging back into it. 21-20 in favor of NIP. They need one more round.
What a difficult situation for Forrest to win that inside the bomb site. There's no other option, though. What a great defense from Lekro to get that plant going on. Zipnik's not able to take out the planter. Glaive being aggressive through the smoke, and Lekro had to expose himself like this. He just had to peek to be able to allow Forrest to plant that bomb, and just no HP to take any fight. Had to be instant. Glaive keeping Astralis alive, still clawing back. They had to fight back 2 rounds in regulation to get to overtime at 13-15. They had to fight back 1 round in the initial overtime to bring it to double OT, and this time it's 3. Astralis just so hard to put away. NIP's found the openings. They have a chance for another one. Glaive taking this fight extended, and it's getting a bit ugly, but he does eventually find it. Gonna stick around completely. Oh, he turns to the flash, but Dennis still gets it. Half blind around the smoke. A great trade.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very awkward fight, but you also can't let them get away with it, right? They had to find a way to get that kill back, so good job, and that probably does favor NIP now, even if it does put a little bit of doubt in their minds about how Astralis are going to be aggressive on the map. Sip in the corner. There's no backup for him right now. This could be very bad. One Molotov in front of him here, and this bluff would have been called. Goes a bit further than that. Sip still holding on. There's a kill on Necro, and they do get him instantly back. Forrest taking him down. Magus now pushing on to the side. Oh, Forrest, what a headshot to take down Magus. He was completely out-timed by that, and he's looking for a bit more. He finally takes him down, and another 2-on-2. NIP, they're so close all of the time. They just need this win. They're going to move further on into the tournament. Device will take down one kill, and Dennis, he's so pressured, stuck in the corner. There's no way out, but fighting his way out. Flashbang, and he turns around for it. On the other side, Device is coming in. We might be having triple overtime. Oh, this game just never ends.
NIP have got to be wondering what they have to do. Another incredible sequence, and yeah, if you're Astralis, look at Zipnix. All you can really do at this point is laugh that you're able to come back into it. 41 for Dupree, 40 for Lekro, going head-to-head. Oh, my word. Again, NIP gets everything they want. Brilliant trades to get into the bomb site and just cannot win these post-plant situations. They just cannot win these clutches.
It's so incredible. I mean, and
there have been 6 map points for NIP so far.
Yeah, and if it was difficult before to figure out what's going on. Imagine how it is now. Device has bought an auto sniper. This is way out of control, Moses.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, Get Right is such a dick. I'm just gonna do it right back to him. See how he likes it. Taste of his own medicine.
That's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah.
The auto, I mean, it's been so long since we talked about it, but one of the strengths of it really is if they do that smoke execute, and you can just shoot right through all the aggressive push from Dupree. Lekro's been good at winning that fight. He keeps on going and follows it up with a headshot on Forrest. Dupree wants to win now.
Device couldn't get the opening kill. Glaive couldn't get the opening kill, and Dupree just says, you know what? I'm just gonna head up and do it. I got it. The hot hand takes the aggression. 5-on-3, and it feels like NIP is just kind of going to fade out of this round already. This means, what, 25 is now the new magic number. 25 wins the map.
Yeah, your math is impeccable, Moses.
As always.
Locked down.
Adding 4.
Yeah. 5 and we're out.
Here we go. Rez and Dennis going to try and come up connector. It almost feels like you have to do something a little bit insane if you want to get back into this round. Maybe blow up through that smoke and see what you can get.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's playing it slowly, 5 versus 3 like this, especially with 45 seconds, it just doesn't really seem doable. Again, the auto sniper, it doesn't really care that much about smokes generally. Such an enormous amount of damage. Device jumping about. Maybe saw someone there. No, not quite. Goes back for it. Rez had a slight opportunity. Very difficult. Now you see the damage coming through. Actually, Get Right and Rez getting a good couple of kills, but still a 2-on-3 here. Big win for Dennis taking down Sip. Where's that bomb plant going to come from? Again, they're running out of time quickly here. I'm surprised that NIP have made it this far back in. They've got Glaive in the lock, and he's going to go down immediately. But that bomb plant, 9 seconds. Can they do it? It's default plant. Dupree pushing onto the side. Rez get the bomb. Oh, and Dupree's going to be going down. How did they turn it? 3 versus 5, and NIP come out on top. A big mistake for Astralis here.
Right up the gut. That's exactly what they had to do, battling the whole way. It's that flank and CT spawn that does a great entry from Get Right. He's going to build upon it. Him and Rez taking out Device with the auto sniper, and now Dennis just pushing all the way through. Really, the only way to allow a plant is to clear out one of them. You have to clear out connector, or you have to clear out CT spawn, and he knows he just has to keep the pace up. I think the flames might have obscured his footsteps, so that Glaive couldn't have known he was coming from behind, but either way, what a great round. NIP pull off a miracle there, somehow staying in this.
That's crazy, and it's kind of crazy that Astralis, I mean, this maybe could be an effect of the triple overtime, but normally in a 5 versus 3 like that, with what, like 25 seconds, you just play for time, right? You just say, that's great, you know, you can have the bomb side if you want, but we're just going to retake it anyway, so... I
have to imagine Astralis' win rate with a 2-man advantage has got to be in the 90s.
Yeah, probably.
They're such a good team with a man advantage, and to drop one there, yeah, pressure, long series, name whatever you want, come up with an excuse, but a critical round for Astralis to lose, and not expecting this presence. Great trap set in middle. Rez going to back away slowly, and surely not twice, Anders.
Surely not, but Rez is going to try his best, taking down Glaive and pushing up behind here. If it happens twice in a row, it feels like it's meant to be. Rez wants to continue. Sip is pushed up on the other side, and he's actually controlling the bomb over here. I don't know if he knows it yet, but maybe he does. Looking into underpass. Get right coming from one side, and Rez still in middle. What a round. This whole game has just been completely mad, hasn't it?
It has been mental. I mean, the amount that Astralis has had to fight back to go into overtime, the amount of times that NIP's won something is miraculous, and now they have a 2-on-1. This is a difficult angle to deal with, though. Dupree's at least going to get a shot off this player on Catwalk, Rez.
Oh, but Get Right coming through the apartments. Oh, this is just going to get it in. One more second, and maybe Get Right would have been there. He's going to go down to Sip, so Astralis will win the round, but I don't know. It's very, very hard for NIP to stop that kind of a mid-hold. So many people there.
And just playing the contact perfectly. Contact deep in mid, and then one player pushes up the ramp, and one player's on Catwalk ready to pounce as well. You can't swing wide.
I know the entire Refresh office is watching this in Copenhagen, so you have to imagine it's going to be like a weird mix of like cheers and oh no.
Yeah, I imagine there's some stressful people in that office. I have to think that way.
22-22, the madness just continues here. If you're just joining us, we are in triple overtime, and this game decides who gets to go to the Legend stage, so there is a hell of a lot on the line for both of these teams. Molotovs raining in, but down in shadows. They're safe for the minute. There's a big stack on this bomb site here for the Astralis team, and Den is not clearing the corner all the way. We're going to get one, but Forrest, good refrag, and that smoke actually in front.
Oh god,
Device missing a chance.
Yeah, he dropped down just as Device took the scope in. Force close up but low HP. Device still searching for more and almost getting it, but Rez gonna pick one off, and that alleviates a lot of the pressure. No chance for Device. NIP gonna take a 23-22 lead into the second half of this triple overtime, and Glaive, there's really not much he can do. They know exactly where he is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he needs some mistake from them to make this possible, but it's also the last round that they have on this side, so might as well try and go for it. Lecro will take him down 23-22, as you said. 48 kills on Dupree, 41 on Lecro.
If you just look at the scoreboard, like I don't feel like you wouldn't think that it'd be this close. It feels like Astralis should have had this in the bag already, but Dupree is 48. He's running far ahead of Lecro. It was kind of neck and neck for a while. Lecro is 41. The only other player even in 30 for NIP is Forrest at 31, but then on the other side, Device and Zipnik's both up there, joining that club. 2 rounds for NIP.
Just 2 measly rounds, Moses.
2 easy rounds. Now they blanked him on their CT side just last in overtime 2.
Yeah.
It's got to make you feel confident.
It can
I
be
imagine
done.
there's no timeouts left for either one of these teams as well.
No, and would you want to take a timeout? This is too much fun, isn't it? You know? Just keep up the madness. Double AWP being picked up now by the NIP side. No auto sniper. It's a bit of a shame. I feel like we could have seen that. It worked last time.
Not for Device, it didn't.
Not for Device. We'd get right to make that work. Ooh, this is... it's dangerous. Get Right is holding right now is such an easy position to Molotov. He's actually a little bit further out, so he might just be able to fall back, but still... I would be careful.
I'm more worried about the fact that Rez has an AWP over towards Ticket Booth, and Lecro has the AWP as well. He's going to be in jungle, so essentially you have an AWP in the bomb site that's going to get blocked off, and the rotator is an AWP, which is going to get blocked off, and they're both going to be in CT spawn. How do you hold this? That's a great opening shot over the smoke. Oh, Get Right doubles him up, and he goes for more. He can't find the shot, but they're blocked. They can't get out. They've got to fight, and Magisk has the opening. That's the AWPer down. Bomb on the ground, and Get Right still wreaking havoc. What a hold from NIP, a tense situation, and they've done it again.
Fantastic spray, triple kill for the Legend, and this is looking incredibly impressive right now. 24-22.
2 more map points for NIP. That makes it 8 in total.
Surely, how many chances do they need?
He had a slow start to this game, Get Right, but
yeah,
as the pressure's mounted, he's gotten stronger.
He had, I mean,
the source of his powers.
He looked incredible in Stockholm as well. He had a couple of games where he wasn't that quick out of the gates, but overall, there were some amazing games from Get Right in that tournament. It's been a really long time. Rez to take down Glaive. This is what they need. 4-on-5. They've got it all set up, NIP. Device gonna go and see if he could take the repeat here against Rez, and he actually wins that fight. He had the right idea, the perfect lineup for it, but Device quick on the AWP this time. They're back in a 4-on-4. Get right, the sole defender on the A-bomb site. Dennis is starting to rotate in there, but the bomb is on the other side. It looks like Astralis want to switch this up. Magus actually showing a bit of presence here. That might be a little bit weird when they actually maybe just wait and see if they can fake it out.
Oh, Dupree's going to assassinate everyone. Dennis has his eyes on this. This is the big fight. Dennis has to win this.
One more second and he would have had it. Now they at least know, but Lecro's alone on the bomb site. They're all coming for him. A beautiful headshot to shut it down. They get the return frag immediately. Device taking down Lecro. Now a 3-on-3 and Forrest out on catwalk looking for the long-range spray. He's going to get back in action. He knows Dupree's in there somewhere, but Sipper's gone down. Dennis has decided to try and do this all on his own. It's a 2-on-2, now a 1-on-2. Device getting the kill. They want the continuation, and that's actually the bomb now alone with Dennis. What is happening? Dupree coming in from the other side, and Dennis just needs one headshot. He's almost out of it. 9 health left and 24 seconds. Dupree has to be quick about the Molotov, forcing Dennis out onto the bomb site. Dupree knows exactly where he is. 16 seconds, 15 seconds. Can we get just a little bit more? Dennis, he just needs the headshot, and he can't do it. Dupree will take him down, and we go a little bit further. This is absolute madness.
Dupree wins the 1-on-1, and that's going to be the highlight. But Device, what a stunning job in that battle. He's got Forrest on catwalk. He's got Dennis, who just stopped the plant and is pressuring him immensely. Device still has the presence of mind. Take a shot at Dennis, and then you readjust in danger to peek towards catwalk to eliminate Forrest. That's a beautiful sequence from your star player. That's what gives Dupree the chance to win the 1-on-1. Oh my God, NIP they just cannot get over the finish line.
So close. And look, I mean, despite the fact that Astralis win the round, they still have that UMP on Glaive. I mean, that's how much they lost in terms of economy. This is mental. This is one of the first times that we've seen the aggressive push in apartments for anybody in this whole Mirage game.
Sponge referenced it in the pregame. That double push in towards these palaces is what ruined NIP in Stockholm. This time it works out. They're aware of the possibility, though. Zipnik's coming in. He's going to be cautious. He's going to know all these angles. Big kill for Rez if he can get it. Oh, no. Misses the timing. Now he's got to fight his way out. There's 2 players here. Magic as well. He gets the first at the very least. A 1-for-1 trade.
Yeah, that's actually really impressive. He could have gone down with absolutely no chance for a rebuttal. Now gravitating into the middle. They're all coming. A bit of a boost going over the stack here. Dennis just looking to see if he could find it. A deep Molotov there for Astralis trying to block out that position. Bomb is being planted, and nobody can stop it. We might be going to quadruple overtime. Device going to be taking down Forrest. NIP desperate to end this game. Dennis moving in, but Device with an instant headshot taking down. Yeah, right. This is just never going to end, is it? Dennis trying to find his way back into it, but it's not possible. A triple kill for Device, and more seems to be coming. Lecro now down on the low ground. Device going to go down. Oh, we almost did that, but there we go. Quadruple overtime, 24-24. We're going to stay on this ride just a bit longer, Moses.
I don't know if I ever want to get off it. I'm ready to go now. I'm
50 kills for Dupree.
This is so incredible that Astralis keeps being able to do this over and over, clawing themselves back. This is like a cliffhanger moment. Lecro doing everything he can. That spin almost finds the final headshot. What do you call if you're an in-game leader at this point? Keep in mind, as an in-game leader, you can't ever show like you don't know what you're doing. You have to just be confident in everything you say.
Yeah, guys, I've run the stats, and on average, we do slightly better. You know, we've been playing 17 rounds towards the B bomb side, but I think this 18th one is going to be the one that does it. What a mental game.
Here we go, mid control for Astralis. Dupree, Glaive, and Device take that over. No resistance this time. 28 now, the new magic number. Forrest getting antsy in middle. It looks like he wants to peek it, and he does. And get right, or I mean, Device was blind. Excuse me. Probably thankful for Forrest. 3 players now defending at A.
Yeah, that can work fine. If it ends up being an A push through connector here, it's possible between Dennis and Rez to get some sort of crossfire. But it can get broken as well, depending on what Sip does on the other side. Dennis got a mean angle in there. Smoke is going to make him a little bit irrelevant. Maybe a timing shot. It's a bit late, but we've done it a couple of times already, so why not?
This is going to allow an avenue up catwalk, though. Dennis starting to rotate Forrest, and Lekro going to be under some pressure. Forrest in the dark corner. Rez is going to start cheating over as well. Puts his own smoke down. They leave Get Right alone. They've got to hustle. Here comes the hit.
Forrest, he's very much alone here, and it's a great peek. Lekro in so much trouble. If he gets one more kill, it'd be a miracle, and it doesn't happen. Dennis is quick there in Kitchen, though, to take down at least one player in Device. Keeping it a 3-on-3. Challenges the fire and runs right through it. Gets a kill, but he can't make it back around the next corner. That would have been beautiful, but he was already low on health, and now it's Get Right 1 versus 2. The bomb is down, and it's looking good for Astralis here in the 4th overtime, at least in the first round of it. They don't really have to challenge him all that much. Now that they know where he is, they should just stay away. Dave peeking out a bit, just leave him alone right now. They fight and win, but I'd say Astralis, just no reason to give him any chances here.
Yeah, that rotation was almost just in time. Dennis was just maybe a second late and almost still makes it work. A tough fight through that Molotov. He'd already thrown the flashbang. He was committed at that point. Great job from Astralis. Just noticing the weakness and just attacking. Noticing the rotation, noticing the positions. 25-24. Lekro with the op this time.
Oh, he's so ready for it. Going to be taken down to 3. Just as they unscope, Get Right gets another kill. So they actually, it looked like Astralis were prepared for that eventuality, but once it happened, they just moved their crosshairs, unscoped that rifle. That cost them dearly.
That's a very strange mid-peak towards the top, but it's very effective, as you can see. And now if they go for the follow-up boost, and here's the crazy thing, is despite the fact that there's a 2-man advantage for or a 1-man advantage for NIP, Rez is the only one at the A bomb site. If Astralis attack this, yes, they're going to get pinched from catwalk, but they've got smokes and Molotovs to neutralize that. And no one from NIP is actually in any kind of a hurry to get over to that bomb site.
No, this is very odd. Rez not going to be very happy. He's in a position where he can get 1, and if he does that, it's kind of a job well done. But if he goes down with no refrag, it's a problem. Boost here, but Maker's on the other side, absolutely waiting for it. Red very easily. This is a huge problem now. Rez, it's all on his shoulders. A young player, but a talent for sure, and an instant headshot to take down Dave. Can't get more than that done. Still a 2-on-2. Now with 40 seconds, the bomb.
Oh no!
Lekro. That deep line into the bomb side. Meg is not ready for it. He gets taken down, and now it's Sip picking up the bomb, but he's in trouble. He's going to go straight for the plant, not even faking it. Forrest running right into him, and that shouldn't be the round. Oh my god, the spray comes through, but right through the box. Lekro taking down Sip. Big game hunting coming out here from Lekro, shutting down both the Danish players. That's going to be 25-25. This game has got it all right now.
This is wild. Lekro pulls him out of another hole. The pick off on the first player trying to cross over, and then obviously right through the box. That is a great way to stop Zipnix, one of the best clutch players we have. You do not want to have to deal with him around those boxes where he's got the ability to move and isolate and take whatever fight he wants as you have that long pathway up. Great to neutralize him in that fashion. 25-25, and NIP got back to that A-bomb site quicker than I thought when Rez was under fire. Forrest was already there in CT spawn. They did a very good job of recovering that situation.
Ooh, just this scope again. Slightly cheating Device there. He was in position to get that quick kill. Smoke goes up following it, so if they wanted to push, they kind of can't. Dennis controlling the underpass, and 2 people in the middle here for Astralis. So they need to make this one work. The rest of the push sort of depends on them having some success here in the connector. Otherwise, that ramp and Palace push is not going to be working out that well. Good opening, Dupree, but are they expecting Dennis to be here too? That's the big question. He's going to go for a fight, and Dupree certainly wasn't ready. Now there was Glaive, and that's almost all the push gone. The rest need to go right now, otherwise this is completely for nothing. Sip takes down 1, and Rez, he almost didn't finish that first one. Device will take him down. There's another 2-on-2. Forrest catching Sip into the bomb site. NIP looking good once again here on the CT side. 1 kill away from winning 2 out of 3, and looks like Device was actually... Was the fire obscuring the vision? On the other side, it must have been. Device going to get the bomb plant down, and that is a bit of smoke cover here. All on him to try and stop this from NIP. It's 1 versus 2, and he's actually up on the box. He's very aggressive, sees a bit of jumping. Forrest might not be able to read. If he walks up the... Well, he was still up there. The stairwell would have been dangerous. Great grenade down to 31. Now they're going to group up. He does the spray on 1. He almost gets Forrest, but great recovery. 26-25. NIP getting ever closer.
Yeah, Device was playing a tough game. He wanted to find a kill to get it into a one-on-one before the retake really started while that smoke was up. But the problem is if you look for that fight, if you don't get it, then you're just in an even tougher spot. You can't readjust to know exactly where you are. This is that stage of the game. You can see that kind of route from Zipnix. This is the stage where we've played so much Counter-Strike where I think players are trying to like take advantage, trying to get a little bit more out of each and every play, right? You're trying to just gain that extra position. And Rez has stood up to the task. This has been 2 rounds in this fourth overtime where he's been largely alone at that A bomb site where he's had to get at least 1 kill, and there's been so many different angles that he has to worry about. He's done a very, very good job. 52 kills on Dupree, 48 on Lekro.
Yeah, and we continue. Again, NIP need 2 more rounds here on the T side. And back to an A execute, but with 3 out of apartments. And there's nobody there to really stop them. My god, they're going to be quick. Meg is going to get completely caught. He's got no chance whatsoever. That's a great push here for the Swedish side. Taking down Magus. Glaive now, he wants to peek it, but again, if he dies, the round is done. So he's going to have to stick around for a little bit. Can't stop the bomb from getting planted. What a quick push here from NIP. Glaive might get edged out as well. He loses the fight to Lekro. This is looking all too perfect here. A little bit of damage, but not enough for Dupree. The return Molotov, they're going to have to use some of the smokes here. 2-on-4, and they might just have to back on out already, Astralis. What a call.
What a great call. And that's the thing, we mentioned it. A lot of the playbook has been used just to get to this point, so now it really does get dumbed down, and sometimes it does come down to those timings. Magisk with a Molotov in his hand, he's just throwing it out just casually. Not expecting those players from NFE to burst out of Palace in that fashion. And Getride wants to take all the weapons away. For good reason. He's not going to get this one. Dupree's ready for it. But 2 more map points for NIP here in the 4th overtime. Can they close it? There's been 8 map points. They've had a chance to close this out.
It's so crazy, isn't it?
Astralis has never had a chance to win this map. They've always been playing from behind to force the next overtime.
Yeah, so just one lucky kill. I mean, they've even had the situation where they've got the opening, right? They've had the 4 versus 5 in this, and then they still don't close it out. Surely it's time. Grenade going to be landing at the feet of a couple of people up there. Doesn't really do all that much. Glaive will get the good return as Lekro took down Device, so that much has been accomplished. A quick 4-on-4.
That gives mid control over, though. If you're Astralis, you don't really want to fight for it at this point. Zipnix is even backing off Catwalk, so Glaive is all alone. One thing that NIP hasn't done that Astralis is doing at the moment, Dupree in the B halls with an AWP has that deep angle. Good trades in middle. Still firmly in control, but the map is smaller than you'd expect.
Rest down to 11 health, so that's a bit unfortunate. Dupree shooting at nothing there.
At this point, it feels like Rez with this low HP, keep him in middle, keep him in underpass. He can try and cut off rotations. He can play for the bomb after the plant. Dennis should book it back. He needs to get the bomb, which is outside of B, and join up at the A bomb site. Go get the bomb plant and see what happens.
That's a good kill for Sip. That diffuses so much of the threat from middle. 2 versus 3 now. And this has got very interesting.
NIP doesn't have a smoke to block off Zipnix if they want to try and cross. They do have 2 Molotovs, and they can only choose one place of where to put them. No knowledge of what they're going to encounter here at this A bomb site.
Magus now just a couple of seconds late to spot Getride, so a little bit further than he was expecting, but he still wins the fight up on the ticket booth to take down Getride. Now Dennis, 20 seconds, 1 versus 3. Oh, there's a gap in that smoke as well. That's very hard to deal with. He just doesn't see it coming. And Sip will take him down. 26 rounds now for Astralis. This is ridiculous, isn't it?
It really is. NIP.
1 more round, or it's 5 times overtime.
They just don't have the winning recipe at the moment.
I mean, I can't remember the last time I've seen this, especially in a major like this and in the challenger stage. It's ridiculous.
It makes sense. The gap has been closing all across the board. So many teams are deadly, especially in best-of-1 games, that Yeah, 5 overtimes is mental.
This isn't even a best of 1 anymore, Moses.
This is like playing 2 maps, isn't it?
We're getting there.
Might as well play 3.
Let's see. The B attack has worked for NIP before. They've caught Sip off guard, and the grenade doesn't really work for him. And Dupree's here. Can't see anything. Flashes all over the place. And they found the recipe. Rez to open it up. This is looking beautiful right now. And Device sees Molotov out of position. Get right with the kill on Glaive. They are through playing this game. They want that legend status back. And I think they've just done it. Device and Magus, there should be no way in hell they can get back into this round. The bomb is down, the B bomb side is locked down, and NIP, they know it as well. And there it is, 28-26. They make it happen. The Legends, once again. It took everything they had, but they made it work. And look at all the hugs, look at the celebration. They deserve it.
It's been a journey across years for NIP, and it wasn't even easy once you get into the game. But how fitting, a classic B rush to finally close things out, prevent the 5th overtime. What a performance from Lekro. He ends with 50 kills in the game, and you got to give a tip of the cap over to Dupree. Played his heart out, 54 frags for him. I can't even explain all that. I mean, towards the end, you throw strategy out the window, you play for trades, and an A rush and a B rush is what seals it for NIP.
Well done. Surely an emotional moment for Get Right as well. I think all I was doing in that camera shot was just looking at him.
Yeah, waiting for him to show up.
Yeah, I think definitely a struggle that he's been through, and great to see him back at this level. They take down Astralis, and they're through. 3-0 in the group. What a story this is.
They get a chill. I think the cool thing about Get Right, because he is such a compelling story and player to kind of follow on this NIP team, he didn't even seem that excited. Like, he was happy, obviously, but it did look like, okay, what's next?
I think it's the relief.
Yeah. I think it's going to come out later. It's like a delayed shock. Just an incredible performance from NIP to come back, as the first half of regulation looked like it was going to be all Astralis.
We do have Parla with the team now, so I look forward to this. Parla, take it away.
Ladies and gentlemen, ninjas in pajamas are once again new legends. Rez, I want to talk to you firstly because of that final round. You got 2 extremely important entry kills. What was going through your mind as you were making that play?
I didn't even think, man. I was just like going out fearless, brainless, just aiming. Like, that's probably the most important thing I've done in the game. And like after the first kill, I really felt my heart started pumping. Like, if I get this next one, we had info on him on backside. I thought, like, if I get this one, we got the round 100%. Like, so, and then I got him, and I got really, the adrenaline started pumping.
We saw 4 overtimes, close to getting into 5. To win in that fashion against Astralis, does that make this victory and moving forward to the next stage of the competition in this way even sweeter?
Yeah, of course. Like, if you. Like, beating Astralis is like making yourself, let me put it this way, like we beat like maybe low-tier teams in the start of the tournament, and now we beat Astralis to go through. It makes you think like you deserve it even more. I beat a top 1 team.
There we go, Rez, congratulations, sir. Pitta, I'd like to talk to you quickly with regards to what we saw in terms of the map. Our analysts were interested in finding out if you guys or Astralis, well, no, sorry, if Astralis, you think, left that Mirage map in because they're trying to hide potentially what they're doing on other maps.
Well, if that's the case, then sorry for them, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so no thoughts on the matter then, in that sense?
I mean, yesterday when we got Astralis, I told the guys be prepared for either the Mirage or Overpass. So we were ready for that map, and I didn't expect them to remove Overpass, but they did, so then we immediately knew it's going to be Mirage.
Fantastic. Pitta, congratulations. Christopher will have the final words with you. I always want to talk to you. We've got to talk to everyone, though. Do you want me to always talk to you?
Yes.
Well, I'm always happy to talk to you. Christopher, for you, getting to this stage of the tournament was extremely emotional. I remember at the minors you broke down after securing this spot. Now you've got to the next stage. Are those emotions still as high, or are you more composed?
I have a lot of different emotions right now. I'm also mad and happy and so on. So I don't really.
So what are you mad about?
Well, there's nothing we need to discuss about.
Of course.
And I'm just happy that we won, which matters at the end of the day. Then I don't really give a fuck about how it was and so on. But there was a lot of things, you know. But we're super happy with that.
Yeah, but specifically with regards to this matchup, playing Astralis on Mirage, similar to the question I asked to Rez, are you happy with how that went, considering it was overtime, considering you had to fight? There are positives and negatives to all of this, right?
It was a hell of a game, at least. It was fun to play. I'm going to go watch it as well. I think it's going to be a beautiful game as a spectator as well. I'm just happy, you know, and it was a tough game.
It was certainly exciting, definitely grueling at the same time. Christopher, please do address the fans at home. I know many people have been waiting for this and for you guys to rise up once again to new legends and major status.
I have no idea what you said, but go Ninjas.
Go Ninjas! Alex, over to you.
A marathon of Counter-Strike. Just our second of the day, and my goodness, they slay. The Ninjas in pajamas are legends once more. So much Counter-Strike in just one map. It's Mirage, and no, it is not a Mirage. NIP are legends against the best team in the world. It went for what felt like forever, Chad.
Yeah, this is a slugfest. This one becomes very difficult from an analytical perspective to sit here and break down the key moments. It was just round for round. Once you get to the overtime, regulation pretty much goes out the window. In those environments where you're now having to call outside of the box, you're taking more risks on the CT and T sides, it just becomes not a random game, but one that could go either way, and that's where the skill, the individualism, it all steps up and comes together.
You talk of skill, Lecro, 50 frags, Dupree 54, really pushing the envelope, managing to maintain close to 100 ADR over the course of this quadruple overtime is quite a testament to their skill gaps.
Yeah, and I wanted to point out that even though Dupree had high numbers as well, he did have a lot of exit kills at B, saving that off a lot of times, but Lecro was the one that impressed me the most. This guy is someone who's currently a new in-game leader, and on top of that, he offed a few times, and he's also top fragging against the best team in the world.
He played out of his skin, and we have to give props there. He has had some quiet tournaments ever since he has taken over that in-game leadership role, but this is one of the biggest matches. Jason alluded to it. NIP have been out of the major cycle for some time now. Coming through the major, they've made it once more, and here with the 3-0, and it is a legit win. That's what Rez was saying, you know, beating Astralis, beating the best team in the world to get to that next stage. It's a huge achievement, and it is showing that NIP are now on a path to legitimizing what could be a new run for the Swedish scene.
Yeah, clarification perhaps needed. They are not quote-unquote legends. If someone wanted to get upset about that, they are in fact at the legends stage, in case anyone's getting upset and the knickers in a twist.
Yeah, people tend to do that.
Just want to
clarify. But they're not saved from the minor yet.
No.
They could go 0-3.
They have to get at least one win in the legend stage to go ahead and ensure their return and the invite to the next. But so far away from that, and I think they're going to have to take a bit of time to let that sink in, that they are one of the two teams who go 3-0. NIP and Liquid. I mean, these are not teams, or at least one of them, NIP, is not at the tip of your tongue.
Yeah, I think we had them within our top 5 to make it through, but, you know, to beat Astralis to get there and do it in the 3-0 fashion is what is more impressive, and the style of Counter-Strike that they're able to do. Parla, with the question they asked to Pizza, that was actually something that I floated as a potential reason for, you know, seeing them end up on Mirage again. We alluded to it before the game started. In Stockholm, Astralis struggled on that map. You know, it's where they copped a couple of hard losses. For them to let it through in this environment, you could ban that map. The fact that they respect banned Overpass, they are still the best Overpass team in the world in my mind. It doesn't matter about NIP's record. Astralis still have all the tools to be such a fantastic unit.
And you want intensity. There was a fantastic stat, and I'm afraid I'm going to just paraphrase here, but it was Peta from HLTV tweeted out that there was something like, I think it was 8 match points coming into that last overtime. 8 match points that Astralis brought back, and I think 5 of them were in 1v1s. Like, they were really teetering on that edge for so long, and that's just testament to how close that game truly was from both sides, and actually bringing up both sides now in the head-to-head. That's brought to you by The Predator, which is in cinemas soon.
Well, you have to look at this. Dennis, you know, he actually had a lot of impact in this game, and those situations in overtime that you were talking about where Astralis were able to come back, Dennis actually found himself in a lot of 1v2 scenarios, and he did the best, it worked the best out of bad situations, unable to close them, but to have a better performance now and to get the victory and to get them into the next stage of the major, it must feel so sweet after that performance in Stockholm.
Yes, and actually moving from Device and Dennis into Chatty B himself. Now, you selected a demo. What did you want to take a look at?
So this is just about reactions in Counter-Strike. This is more about educating people at home.
Oh,
you know,
fun.
In life, you know, that when action happens, there's always a reaction. So
Science.
Yeah, we're going to see that within the game. So a mid-control has come out here, and that information will be relayed by the NIP players over towards the mid-ramp to go on the A-bomb site. Oh, 3 guys spotted middle. And what you're about to see happen is they just know that call comes in, instantly react. You can see them push up A-ramp, but Astralis do a really good good job of just shutting this down in transition. That's why that reaction came in. Normally, you wouldn't see him run through an A ramp smoke like that. Normally, you wouldn't see them, you know, push out past in that regard. The idea was to do a default grab mid control, but because so many numbers were called with that mid aggression, the real information came through, the call came out, we're just going to push onto the A bomb site and hopefully get a free site.
So just to understand, because they basically immediately, as they're dying, call that there's a stack in middle, the A players just try and exploit the weakness.
Take the space. You know, Counter-Strike, a lot of the maps are territory-based, right? And you want to use it like a chessboard. If they take one piece, you take another. Just in this situation, I feel they made the right call, but they got caught in transition as the Astralis guys swung back out and mowed them down.
And it's sort of funny, even in that clip, they actually messed it up. There's supposed to be a smoke top mid with the Molotov. It's sort of a new mid control that's been introduced since they removed the skyboxes on Mirage.
Right.
But NIP's very aware of that. A lot of teams have copied it. So I think, just like you said, it's a good reaction because they know exactly what was happening.
I guess the idea is you either push through the smoke or you stare at a Molotov.
Yeah.
Yeah, brutal. Let's have a look at your updated standings as we are into our third day here at the FACEIT Major, and indeed our third game as well. Look at all of that to come.
That's a lot of Counter-Strike. It's already gone down, and we're 4 hours into the day. That's insane. These two, in my mind, were meant to be clear-cut victories for both Astralis and Team Liquid. Obviously, Astralis falling here. If that means anything for the rest of the day, it could be absolute bangers throughout.
Who knows what is to come for us? For all I know is that right now, coming up is a break. Quick reminder, though, epics.gg. If you want to collect, trade, and share your favorite CSGO stars, you can. At epics.gg, you can get it on iTunes and Google Play. Right, we're going to take a break, and when we do come back, we get to see Big Clan in action versus Complexity. They had a wobble yesterday for both sides, and we'll see how they're feeling today as they look to get a step closer to the Legends stage.
Astralis falling here.